perform and continue playing well.
What sort of test will today be of your credential?
I think a big test.
Arteta's just having his pre-game notes, guys.
Really well. They have some really good results. It's always really tough here.
What is it, Mikel, about the way this Brighton team play that can make things difficult?
They have a lot of courage to play. They are really good players. Technically, they are really gifted side, all really comfortable on the ball, and they are really well coached.
Edin Nketiah did very well for you coming in against West Ham. How important was that for him to hit the ground running as he did with the challenge that's ahead of him now?
Well, that gives confidence to any player, not only the goal that he scored, but the performance that he had coming up to the team to replace someone like Gavi is not an easy question to ask, and he did it really well.
You're 16 games into this season now, and looking at today's starting lineup, 8 or 9 of those players have barely missed a game. What part has that played in you being where you are now?
Well, when you look at teams that have had consistency in results, they have consistency as well in lineups, and a lot of players continuously playing and building that understanding and that cohesion in the team is critical.
Mikel, appreciate it. Thank you.
Very calm there, Mikel Arteta, very focused on the job ahead of him.
Right. So first of all, welcome to everybody. Welcome to Arsenal versus Brighton. Sorry, I had to let you lot listen to the interview there. And so Arteta sounds confident, sounds really calm, and they know what they have to do now. Isn't it wonderful when you've got the power in your hands to change the result, to affect the league in the way that you do? I think that gives credence to how much confidence that the team is building over a time. So welcome to everybody. Shout out to your boy Apollo. Let me know whether you guys are confident about the game today. I came on a bit early because my panelists, guys, we have a chat. So myself and all the guys, we talk while the results are going on. And we were mentioning what was going on with Man City, and some foolishness was going on there with Everton, and the fact that they were playing 11 minutes injury time. And it was like, hold on, this isn't Qatar. This is the English Premier League. So we don't do all of that. I can't remember the last time a game went that long, but you just kind of push that agenda and that narrative that people want Arsenal to fail. And something like that, this happened, I remember, in the game before they lost to Brentford. They were, I think they were losing, and then they scored in the last few minutes in the game previously before, and that allowed them to get back into the game when really they should have lost. But it's just one of those things. It's just like, come on, man. You know, Arsenal have got the chance to just pull away, get the job done, and start creating some distance to Manchester City, making it very, very difficult for them to catch us up. And as I said in my preview, guys, even if Manchester City did play Arsenal in the original schedule game, and let's say they did beat us. Now, I don't think that they would have beaten us because of the way how we're playing now. We're a different animal. So for me, guys, I'm just thinking, even if the worst case scenario came up where Man City beat Arsenal, we would still be above them by 2 points. And at the end of today, there could be a 7-point gap. So listen, man, I'm just relishing it. But let's talk about those results from today. Let's talk about how this now affects us. Let me take down the team sheet and let me get let me get the table up so that you guys can all understand what I'm saying now. Let's just put this in here. Hold on a second. And listen, big up to all you lot today. After we talk about this, we'll talk about the team sheet, and then we'll talk about Wagwan today, man, and how we feel about the Gunners game against Brighton today. Big game now. It's bigger than it has ever been. It's bigger than anybody thought it would ever be, simply because right now the stakes are so high. So let's just change this share screen and put up the league table. So here we are, league table is up. Now for Arsenal now, what this means is that we have currently a 4-point lead on Man City with a game in hand. And also Newcastle drew as well. They kept winning. Remember, Newcastle was the most informed team this season, and they kept on winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. Lo and behold, the results today have really changed the face of what's been going on. So first of all, Manchester United beat Wolves. I thought that was a really good game. Marcus Rashford scoring there, rescuing them, and putting that pressure on Spurs, because City was 4 points behind Spurs with actually they were a game in hand on Spurs and 1 point behind. So that win today now puts Manchester United 2 points above Spurs with the same games played. So that's the concern for Spurs. The concern for Spurs are, forget chasing Arsenal. We might not even make the top 4. You know, Chelsea fans already, they're on that tip already. Chelsea fans are like, we ain't even going to make Champions League next year. Yeah. Spurs are like, we might miss out on top 4 because of what's been going on. Liverpool, there's a resurgence. There's a resurgence from Man United. So Spurs have got that battle to fight. Meanwhile, at the top, Newcastle have joined the battle for the top of the league with Arsenal and Man City. But Arsenal are not wavering. They're not wavering. City and Newcastle today both dropped points. City drawed with Everton, which went into stupid o'clock in terms of the injury time. And Newcastle drawed with Everton at home. So both City and Newcastle were at home today. Both of them were at home, and both of them dropped points. And that now allows Arsenal to come out, which the game starts in 10 minutes. That allows Arsenal now to come out and then show and prove and increase that gap to 7 points at the top of the table before we kick into 2023. That is huge, guys. That is absolutely huge. Let's move on here. So we're talking about now the table. So we're looking at the table now. So that would be, a 7 point gap. That's ridiculous, guys. And look, credit to Man United, because of that. This is actually how I think the top 4 is going to finish. A lot of people say, what's your prediction for the end of the season? What's your prediction? My prediction is that Arsenal would be title winners. Man City would be second. Newcastle third, and Manchester United fourth. So how I think they're going to finish is exactly what the top 4 looks like now. So so listen, credit to everybody. Commiserations to Tottenham. Tottenham now out of the top 4. You know, you're going to start to see their fans crying, bawling, screaming their heads off, because, you know, that's something that we will enjoy very much. So let me know what you guys think, man. But let's take a look at the team sheet now, guys. Let's get to the present and let's look at our boys and who's going to take on Brighton. It's a tough game today, guys. Ain't going to be easy. So we've got the picture here. Zinchenko, he's the face on the picture. And I'm so happy that he's back, because for me, guys, as I've always said, he's the most intelligent player on the field. Him and Odegaard just bring that intelligence level, the poise. They know how to speed the game up. They know how to slow it down. They can game manage in the midfield. They make Partey and Xhaka's job so much easier. And I just love it when he's in the side. And we haven't had him being in the team of late consistently. So coming through this period where we have to win, coming through this period where we're going to have our toughest games, Man United, Spurs, Manchester City, you know, we're going to have our toughest schedule now. Newcastle's coming up as well. It's great to have him in there, because now you're firing on all cylinders. You know, so, and I know you lot might be talking about Jesus. Fair enough, I'll take that point. But then Nketiah is a man that's just banging out goals left, right, and centre. So, you know, there's going to be a drop-off, but I don't think that drop-off is as large as people make it out to be, because Jesus weren't scoring goals and he was playing well and gave a lot with his play in the build-up play. But Nketiah is just going to score you goals, and it's goals that wins you games. So I don't think that we're going to see as big as drop-off as people would think. So let me go through the team sheet. The team sheet's just disappeared. Hold on a second. Let me square this. Tony's just joining at the moment. So let me square up Tony with me. Tony, how you getting on, bro?
Just give me a couple of minutes, mate.
No problem. So team sheet, guys, is Ramsdale in goal, Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel, and Zinchenko, as I said, has come back into the team. I didn't think Tierney played very well, especially in the first half in the last game, but he did come on to improve in the second half. But for me, you're just getting so much more from Zinchenko in this team. And Odegaard, he picks up the 10. Saka and Martinelli on the wings, and Nketiah is your point man. So it's interesting to see the subs bench. Turner, Tierney, Tomiyasu, Cedric, Holding, El Nene, Lokonga, Vieira, and Marquinhos. That makes up your bench. So, guys, I just really love where we are at the moment. And like I said, isn't it nice to be going into this battle with your best team, your solid team? And yeah, I think today I'm not going to change my prediction. I'm still going to say 2-1 Arsenal. And the question is now, we have a carrot to chase. They're dingling a little carrot in front of our heads, and that little carrot is going to be, can you go 7 points clear of the table? And what an end to 2022 that will be. It would just add a little bit more of a pressure to our rivals, because there's one thing that we know, guys. When you increase that level of pressure on your opponents, on your rivals, it takes them out of their form. It takes them out of the mental side of it. You know, you see the fortitude, the toughness. When you're within a shout, then you can depend on other teams dropping points. But when you're doing what Arsenal's doing, City done it when they won the title a couple of years back. Not last year, because last year went down to the wire with Liverpool. When Liverpool won the title, they ran away with it as well. You know, some of these teams winning the title by double-digit points and just running by Christmas, just running off into the stratosphere, and no one can catch them. So the fact that Arsenal's doing it, that is now added pressure. It brings a different level of pressure now to every game Man City plays, to every game Newcastle plays, and then I'm not really worried about the other teams, Man United, Spurs, because them teams are miles away from where we are. So I'm just saying that even today, when you looked at today's game against Everton, you could see Manchester City just was playing scared. They were running scared. You could see it because it just brings a different level. And that's what Arsenal are doing to them. Now we got to get the job done. And the intensity of the Arsenal players coming out, I'm just looking at them now as they're about to come out onto the pitch. The two teams are walking out now. And the Arsenal players are just G'd up. They're just G'd up to the teed up, man. And this is a nice carrot for them to come in here and show and prove. This is brilliant stuff, guys. Today could be a day that would end gloriously for Arsenal. So here we go, guys. Here we go. Still a tough game. Lamptey is back as well for Brighton. So they still have a threat, but I know that they're missing a few other players, including Danny Welbeck, Alistair as well. They're going to be missing some players. There's no doubt about it. So they're talking about the Brighton team now. You can see Lamptey, Dunk, Codwell, Espatina as well. That's their back four. Midfield, Gross and Billy Gilmore, as I said yesterday on the preview. That's their midfield. I mean, seriously, Gross and Gilmore are going to get eaten alive by our midfield. And they've got then Mitoma, Lallana, and Solly March, and then Trossard is the main man up front. So look, hey, what's going on, Gary? Gary, I think you said you're on the bus. If you're at home, let me know so that I can send you the link, and then you can join us. Actually, I'll send you the link anyway. Let me just go and do that now. No, Gary, I think I already did send you the link. Let me just check. Did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't send you the link. All right, yeah, so let me send you the link now, bro, and then maybe you'll be able to join us. Let me just do it here. But boy, guys, what a big game for us. What a chance to go in and show them boy there who is in pole position to take this title. This title run is going to get way more interesting in the next 90 minutes. I'm just loving this right now. Before I take this down, Tony, tell me what's your thoughts?
Well, you know, the team picks itself right now. So, you know, we're excited. I've just watched the Newcastle against Leeds game, which was 1,000 miles an hour. And then I watched the last 11 minutes or what turned out to be 13 minutes of injury time in the Man City game. And like, I'm begging, hang in there, Everton, hang in there.
Yeah, I just told the listeners who are tuning in that it was you that wound me up on the chat, telling me it's 11 minutes. I was sitting in my front room watching anime with my daughter and my son, and then when I saw that message, I was vexed and I jumped on the podcast straight away. I was like, nah, this can't be, man. Big agenda coming out right now.
And City should have won it in the 13th minute because Rodri has a clear chance to score the winner, and he fluffs his lines, and it's like, oh man, if this is not fate telling us something. I don't know what else there is.
It's in our own hands now, man. It's in our own hands. It's in our own hands. I'm just going to be putting up because I haven't put a Twitter page up for the moment, so the Twitter people can join us. Let me get Gary in as well. Gary looks like he's still away from home. Let me take the team sheet down. How you doing, Gary?
I'm good, man. I'm on my bus.
Yeah, I just realised.
Coming live to you,
bro.
Coming live to you from the W8. How you doing, Toad?
Good, bro.
Excellent. Hey, we were just talking about the drama of the Man City and the Newcastle. Because it's not just Man City, it's Newcastle as well. Remember, Newcastle's the most informed team. They
both dropped points today.
That's right, and they dropped points as well. Both Man City and Newcastle were playing home.
Yeah, good performance by Leeds today. They dug in.
Yeah, big performance needed today from us to take full advantage. We can't let nothing slip.
Yeah, man. I'm just loving that. So we're about to kick off. So I'll tell you when we kick off, and I'll tell you what the timing is. But yeah, very, very important now for Arsenal to take advantage of this. Arteta would feel really confident with the situation right now, and so would the rest of our players. You got the carrot now. The carrot has been dangled in front of you, and it's there for you to just reach out your hand and grab it to say we can be 7 points clear at the end of today. What a way to close up the end of the year that would be. 7 points clear in the Premier League. That's ridiculous.
Well, so this is a proper Brucey bonus what we've been given today, innit? With them two both dropping points. You would never have thought against the two sides near the bottom that they would have dropped points. So it's up to us now.
Yeah,
man. Big shout out. 18, what's going on with you, bro? 18. Andrew, greetings to you, Andrew.
Big up, Mr. Roach.
Important 3 points today. Second and third drop points is interesting. It is. And Andrew, I made a point about that earlier on in the stream when I talked about the pressure that Arsenal are putting on our rivals, including Manchester City. When City played that game today, you would have known that they're not just playing as Manchester City, they're playing scared now. Because they're saying if we drop points today, Arsenal's just going to get, the league's going to get wider and wider and wider and wider. And that gives an added element of pressure to Manchester City and Newcastle. It's like we're trendsetters at the moment. We're the ones that are dictating the narrative, and that is making our rivals panic. And we saw that today. So the game's kicked off for me, guys. I'm 20 seconds in at the moment. Where are you, Tony?
Not kicked off yet.
Excellent. I'm on Sky Go. If Gary gets home, and Gary, are you going to be getting home soon? Or are you?
No, mate. I'm working till 9:30. I done a mate a favour, didn't I? It's his wife's birthday, and she was screaming because he was finishing at 9:30 on New Year's Eve. I was meant to be at home today.
So you're on double time then?
No, I wish single rate, mate. Single rate. I thought I'd just jump on and say, look, big performance today, and I'm counting on you two guys to keep me informed about what's going on because you'll be in my pocket.
Definitely,
you'll be in my pocket. Definitely. I can hear everything.
Nice one, bro. Nice one.
Well, I've got to tell I'm late taking the bus out.
Excellent, mate. So Martinelli on their attack here. He shoots, it's blocked. Oh, it's Captain Saka. Oh, what a goal, Arsenal. Goal 1-0 up. It was 1 minute played. What a goal. Get in there, Saka. That's 7 goals this season. You're the man. Starboy delivers.
Right, guys, I've got to go because I'm late taking the bus out. Keep me informed.
What a start. Get in there. That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, you Arsenal!
That's what I'm talking about. It was all started by Martinelli. It was Partey. It was Partey. Lamptey brings the ball out. Partey just nicks the ball and picks his pocket. Martinelli has a shot which is deflected. It comes out onto the right-hand side to Saka. Saka tees it up and then puts it into the back of the net. What a start for Arsenal. Wow. This is it, guys. This is it right now. That was
I'm
quick.
literally still just got
That
Martinelli
was quick.
on. Oh, nice.
That was quick.
Yes, goal. Let's
That
go.
was quick. Wow,
I'm way
guys.
behind you, but I've got there eventually.
Yeah, I'm on 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Brighton, guys, do not know what's hit them. Honestly, it is just madness today. This is not the same Arsenal team that's come there and lost games by Brighton, that Brighton have been able to dominate. This is a different team right now. Wow. Wow. Wow, guys. So listen, I am absolutely buzzing. Odegaard is the guy who gets Arsenal on the front foot, but it was Thomas Partey who won back possession by just ripping the pocket of Lamptey, and it's just stunned Arsenal. It's just stunned Brighton.
Yeah. And
That
I
Thomas
noticed,
Partey factor,
so when
guys.
Thomas Partey gets that tackle in, his first, the first person there is Zinchenko. He's so advanced. He's literally playing in. I think it's Zinchenko.
It is. It's Zinchenko. Yeah.
So he's so advanced.
Bertram, I don't know where you are, Bertram. You should be on the screen, but yeah, your favorite player does it again. 6 goals for the season. Andrew says, Saka, make them sicker. Yeah, boy. It's only 4 points dropped all season in the Premier League winning form. Not just that, Andrew, but remember in my preview, which I put up on the channel yesterday, Arsenal have got 6 clean away sheets in their last 8 games. So people don't score against them when they go away from home. And Arsenal now on the charge again. Zinchenko with a cheeky little look. Nketiah playing the overlap here. Zinchenko gets the ball through and nearly scores, but the goalkeeper just makes another save. So Arsenal nearly go 2-0 up. Zinchenko with a cheeky little spin there and run. And it's a corner to Arsenal. Martinelli with the corner. Guys, we are on fire right now. Turn the volume up, guys. Turn the volume up. We are just roasting here on New Year's Eve. This is what I'm talking about, man. City now in tatters. I'm just going to look to the predictive table, and you can see Arsenal on 43 points already. That's not a handball. That's not a penalty. Wow, guys. Sorry, I'm going to come to your comments in a minute, guys. I'm still.
What minute
shocked.
are you on now?
It's 4 minutes and 35 seconds.
Okay, so I've caught up 20 seconds. Just a little bit behind you.
Unbelievable. Guys, we scored with 1 minute gone. We scored with 1 minute gone. Unbelievable. Wow. What's going on here? Either of you been to Brighton Stadium? No, I haven't. I got the invitation to go today, but no, I turned it down, man. Canon said, Arsenal goal, bro. Yes, as it says up on the screen, bro, Arsenal scored after a minute with Saka. It was just, we're all over them. I mean, we're playing away at their place, and the ball's just continuously being pressed on their final third. They can't get out of their own half. Brighton are struggling to get out of their own half. Cam is saying 2 fluke goals in a row for Saka. Come on, man. Don't do that, bro.
I think he's taking a mickey.
Don't do that. Andrew just said fluke goals count. Wow. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. Just the level of confidence this team has to go out there. And as I say, it's come to Martinelli again. Martinelli has a shot. It's blocked again. Martinelli has had 3 blocked shots from Lamptey. So, Martinelli, if you're going to have to get something off against Lamptey, you're going to have to give him a little bit more than that, bro. You're going to have to show him something else because he's blocked 3 of your shots now. Wow. I tell you, it's just crazy. And look, Arsenal could have been 2-0 up if it wasn't for a great save. It was Martinelli sliding the ball through to Zinchenko, and he spun, you know, like Eddie Nketiah's goal against West Ham in the last game. He spun the defender, and he struck it low with his left foot. The goalkeeper makes a nice save. Sanchez made a nice block there, and he kept Brighton in this game. And I say that because Brighton could have been 2-0 down after 6 minutes, and here comes Arsenal again. Martinelli on the right side. He's up against Lamptey, puts the ball into the middle. It's Nketiah, turns and shoots. Is that blocked? It just goes wide right. Arsenal are all over Brighton, guys. They are all over Brighton. Brighton hasn't got a minute to even see what's going on there. Tony's Tony joining the stream, and everything's just hitting Tony like a tsunami. It's like, what is going on there?
It is. This team have got something going on.
Guys, Saka's goal.
There's a fluidity about their pass and movement that, whew, you have to take a breath and go, hang on a second. This is something else.
Karim says, I can't see it on my TV. Indonesia supports Arsenal. Don't worry, bro. We've got you covered here, man. This is the live commentary here, so we'll tell you everything what's going on, play by play, kick by kick. Don't worry, we've got you covered,
we know,
bro.
Indonesia has a massive Arsenal following.
Yeah, we love you down there in Indonesia, bro. We love you. We see you, man. We see you. Yeah? And Cam says, Saka's goal showed exactly what has been good so far about Arsenal so far this season. It's what it was. When I talked about when they were in the changing rooms and they were walking out to the on the stadium, you could see how pumped up they were because they got the news that Newcastle drawed, Man City drawed. So Arsenal right now they just have a purpose about them. They just have a purpose about them. No problem, Karim, man. No problem. We got you covered, bro. We got you covered. Martinelli is causing them all kinds of problems, but he has to come with another move if he's going to get Lamptey off his game. And this is the danger. Like, teams can't. You might cut out one, but you're not going to cut out both of them. Saka and Martinelli coming to you from both of the wings, terrorizing defenses. Just proper things right now, man. Proper things right now. Brighton just trying to play with the ball at the back now, just trying to get some level of possession. And even when they're doing that, Arsenal are just showing press. If the ball comes into the midfield, Arsenal are just showing press right away. They are on it. The ball comes through now. Look how deep Trossard is having to come in just to pick up the ball. Saka's just that boy, you know. Saka's levels now. Saka is levels now, man.
Yeah.
Saka is levels now, guys. Saka is levels now. Andrew says, slight deviation. Who's your Super Bowl winners?
Oh,
wow. That
too
is
early.
tough.
It's too early.
Wow.
There's a lot of teams that are playing good ball at the moment, and injuries are playing a massive part in some of them teams.
Oh my God, Andrew, how dare you ask me that question in this last week? I'm going to go
Buffalo.
I'm going to go Buffalo Bills.
You can't discount Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going with Bills. Funny, I just said Bills, and Tony just said you can't discount them.
Yeah.
Oh word, guys! I'm just trying to. So go on, Tony.
The pickup of Christian McCaffrey by the 49ers makes them a dangerous team. And they're balling out on defense as well. So, you know, count off the 49ers at your peril.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Bills. I'm gonna go with Bills right now.
Bills Mafia.
Oh wow! I just can't believe it. Great start, guys.
I mean, you obviously you just don't know what's gonna happen with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know, if you give Patrick Mahomes the ball with enough time left in the game, he'll kill you. That's what you got to remember.
Kareem has said Arsenal Brighton score prediction. If you go onto my channel and look at my preview, I've said 2-1 Arsenal in this game.
I'd love another clean sheet.
Yeah, another one. Imagine that would be our 5th clean sheet in 9 away games. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
And you know what? This defensive unit is looking very tidy.
Yeah,
you know, the combination of Ben White, Saliba. Oh, go on. Go on, Eddie. Oh.
I mean, look, like we're forcing Brighton back to their goalkeeper. I'm on 12 minutes now, Tony.
We're 30 seconds behind.
They can't get out of their half. They had the ball on the halfway line. Arsenal showed press. Every time the ball starts to advance forward, we're showing press. And then they're just being forced back to the point where they're having to play it back to their goalkeeper. It's just crazy.
I love Greg's comment. Partey is a god of a midfielder. That's the truth.
Oh, don't make a mistake. Oh, Saliba just made up for that. That was a bit dodgy there by Saliba. Tidy it up. Tidy it up. Saliba just looked a little bit loose there at the back, giving Brighton a little bit of hope. Greg G says Partey is a god of a midfield. The player Wenger was missing for 10 years. Imagine Lacazette's fat ass trying to play in this team. Can't believe I had to watch him for 5 years. Cam says Zinchenko is so good. No wonder he's always injured. It would be unfair otherwise. Andrew says getting Thomas Partey back uninjured was crucial. Agreed. All right, let me take off this. Let me take off this goal alert and just put it on as that. That's it. There you go. Total domination from Arsenal here, guys. I can't believe it. The level of dominance. This is Brighton, by the way, guys. This is a team that mullered Chelsea. This is a team that is what are they? Seventh in the table. Oh, look at this. Arsenal, number 1 ranked in points away from home, number 1 ranked in wins, number 1's a goal conceded, number 1 in the league in clean sheets, number 1 a percentage of minutes leading. I tell you, Arsenal just killing it right now. I wish I could take a screenshot of that. Great statistics there put up by Sky Sports. And Arsenal just, again, so dominant in possession.
Who's that? Roche. I've been told, I've polled the ladies in my groups, and they've said they like the white beard.
Yeah, it's that Idris Elba thing, isn't it? Hey, Tony, I'm trying to get there, man. But in February, I'll be 55 in February, and I can't even get a grey for the life of me. In fact, last year I had 7 grey hairs, and my kids were laughing at me. Now they're saying, "Dad, where they're gone?" I don't know, man. I don't know. Something. I must be a living Grecian 2000 or something. Here it is. I have it. I have it here.
What you got?
I got that that statistic. Let's see if I can find it.
Is he offside, really?
All right, let's see if we can get that there. That's a shame it's so small. I don't know whether I'll be able to translate it. Here comes Brighton. Lamptey crosses the ball into the middle. It's set up. Oh, it just goes wide left. Brighton are still in this game, guys. It took a touch, and it's gone behind for a corner. Brighton is still in this game.
There's a ferocious press by Arsenal, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
5 in their half of the game.
Look at this. Look at this. Andrew is actually 10 days older. 10 days older than me. He's on the 17th, and I'm on the 22nd. Nice one, bro. Piscean's running the house, man. Piscean's running things. Here was the sheet, guys. Here was the sheet. So Arsenal this season away from home, number 1 in points, number 1 in wins, number 1 in goals conceded, as in limited goals conceded, number 1 in clean sheets, which is 6, number 1 of minutes leading away from home, and number 1 in percentage of minutes that are losing. So Arsenal away from home has only been losing for 7 minutes. Sorry, for 7% of their play. So that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. they've been leading for 55% of the games they play away from home. That's just ridiculous, guys. Nice little stat. I wish that was a bit clearer. But yeah, Brighton starting to get back into the game a little bit now, guys. It's a corner to Brighton now.
I don't know why they had to retake the corner.
Yep. It was Trossard there. So corner to Brighton. I remember when I used to say Brighton's play was they were so big and physical in comparison to us. And now when I look at us matching up with Brighton, we're as physical as they are. Bertram saying Brighton dominating possession only for the last few minutes, bro. Yeah, only for the last few minutes. Saying Zinchenko has come as some Alexander-Arnold in him. Well, I hope so, because he had 14 assists one season. But it's just defensive stuff. The thing is, when you have centre-backs as good as ours, Bertram, you can play three at the back, no problem, because you don't have to advance Ben White. You can drop Ben White and allow us to go inverted and Zinchenko to become that second number 10 or that dual number 8. So you can afford to do that when you got defenders like us. It hasn't cost us. Looking at the results this season, it just goes to show you how good we are away from home as well. Brighton still in possession at the moment, guys. Andrew says Arsenal needed to improve away from home. This was a major obstacle and to challenge for the title. It was. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Brighton just looking to see how they can decipher Arsenal's midfield.
There was a corner that went so far over Aaron Ramsdale, and luckily we had two players on the line.
Ben White just taking the piss there and playing the ball out to Saka. We've just turned defense into attack at the switch of a button thanks to Ben White. Saka puts the ball in the middle, but it's not a great ball because it goes straight towards the goalie. A little bit wasteful there, but it does mean that Brighton's able to come out of us wide on the counter attack. They have numbers. Gabriel's got it covered. Well played. Vincey trying to get in. Come on, Vincey. We're waiting for you. Come on, Bertram. We're waiting for you. Let's celebrate New Year's. It's New Year's Eve today. For those of you who are in 2023 already, Happy New Year to you. For the rest of you around the world, Happy New Year to all of you guys.
This kid, man, he's got some pace, hasn't he? This, see the Korean kid?
Yeah, what's his
name?
Mitoma, yeah.
He's got some kicks, man. It's like, damn. Just left Saka for dust while dribbling. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Mind you, Saka was tired because he did break the other way. Yeah,
it just goes to show, man, when you got that pace, when you got that raw pace, which is why I want Mudryk in.
Here comes Martinelli again up against Lamptey. He's given Lamptey fits. He's absolutely given Lamptey fits. Great ball by Zinchenko into the middle to Odegaard. What are you going to do with it now? It goes back out to Zinchenko, goes wide to Martinelli. Martinelli, what are you going to do with it? Brighton just in numbers at the moment. Look at Odegaard. What a pass by Odegaard. Oh, what a chance. Oh, Odegaard and Martinelli with the 1-2. Tony, when you see it, it's just going to be magical. That should have resulted in a goal. I tell you, with Saka and Martinelli's pace, they will definitely threaten Brighton all day. It is scary trying to face these guys. Andrew saying, question, what's the priority for January signings? I would say Mudryk. Mudryk's the priority.
Ridiculous.
Yes, I tell you, Martinelli's toying with Lamptey at the moment.
Oh my God.
That was ridiculous. Martin Odegaard is just on he's just on an Ozil level, man. He's just on an Ozil level.
Mate.
He's just on an Ozil level, man. Yeah, my priority would be signings, but also re-signing, making sure the Martinelli and the Saliba deal gets done. That's my priority all the way through. But as far as us signing, I think the Mudryk deal, that just needs to be done. We just need to get that over the line now. And that's all about how low do Shakhtar Donetsk want to go. Again, the ball comes over to Martinelli, but that one's too far and it goes out of play. I think that you just have to talk common sense to them. Talk to them about, look, Grealish, that was a release clause. That wasn't his market value. It was just a release clause. And what United paid for Anthony was sheer desperation. I think you have to bring them down to a level of letting them see that the Cody Gakpo deal is pretty much where you see it. He's only worth about 40 million, but they can get double that for him because he's their player and they're well within their rights to ask for what they want to ask for. Well played by Gabriel there. Gabriel, Brighton trying to play it out on the left here. And Gabriel just intercepts a pass and then ricochets it off their player and it goes in for an Arsenal throw. It's total domination here. Bertram, man. How you living, Bertram? How you living, my brother? Loving what
come
I'm
on,
doing.
Bertram. I got a run at half time.
Great run by Martinelli. Another great run. Sees off by... it's such a shame that Odegaard got double there. But Zinchenko wins it back with Partey. Anything they can do, the ball goes out to Saka. He's onside. Square in the middle for Nketiah. Oh, it's just blocked. And again, that was Zinchenko in the middle, disrupting play. You can see the tackle. Partey and Zinchenko double teaming here. Saka, does Saka off? He might be slightly offside. He might have been slightly offside there. But Arsenal get a corner anyway. Ooh. Partey is just terrorizing them in the middle field.
That should have been a goal. That should have been a goal. Because Saka's got two players in literally with a tap in.
Yeah, it looks like his delivery's a bit off, but he does.
He might have been offside, to be honest.
Might have been offside, yeah. It might have been offside.
I think, I think he was
offside.
offside.
It looks like it's headed off the line. Go on! Oh, Thomas Partey! It's deflected. It's another Arsenal corner. Partey nearly scored. So it looks like it's going in. Is that headed? It looks like it's headed off the line almost. The ball is tipped out and it's just ricocheted off. Partey there looked like he was going to score. Saka's corner looked like it was curling into the goal from the corner. It's another corner to Arsenal, this time Martinelli. Pure panic stations here for Brighton. Ooh, goalie done well there. I wasn't Nketiah, would have had a headed goal. Don't let him do you, Saka. Don't let him do you.
Oh.
It's just, it's hard to respect. Look, Martinelli here on the left-hand side. It gives them something to look at. Brighton with Trossard here, counter-attacking. He's got Zinchenko in front of him. Oh, nobody there. Oh, it's poorly cleared. That's an awful clearance. I think, Trossard has a shot and it's tipped over the bar. It was going over anyway. Trossard, though, a handful. It's a poor clearance there by... Who was that? I think that's Saliba. It's tipped over the bar by Ramsdale. Yeah, I mean, but again, should he have been in that position due to the way how they use him as an inverted? I was surprised he was back there in the first place, Bertrand. But yeah, if you're looking for a defensive left back, he's not that guy. He's your inverted guy who's going to come up and support your front line, and we have contingencies in place for that. So I was actually surprised that wasn't Gabriel here. Brighton still have the ball. Trossard here, getting just elbowed now by Nketiah. Arsenal now just pressing, trying to force Brighton back into their own half as they do. Very, very close. I mean, the game has settled down somewhat, but really Arsenal should have been 2 up. They should have been 2 up. Arsenal now with the press. And Brighton just trying to break that press here. It's been very difficult for them in the midfield because Arsenal's just been very dominant in the midfield. Referee's got his flag up. So what's that for? That's a free kick to Arsenal. Yeah, man. It's just, boy, Arsenal have been very good, guys. And Brighton have had their spell. But apart from that, they've been dominated by Arsenal in this game. They've been dominated by Arsenal. Remember, guys, Brighton are the home team. in a European position. And Arsenal have just played really, really well here. What a difference Zinchenko makes. That's a free kick there, given away by Gabriel. Andrew says Brighton do not possess a dominant centre forward, and that's their shortfall. Yeah, but they're playing Trossard in that position now. Ever since Trossard, remember, because Trossard was in the lateral three behind the anchor man. And what they've done now is they've added an extra person in the three, and then they've put him at the point. So Trossard is now playing in the anchor position, Andrew. He is innately now their centre forward. And yes, it would be Danny Welbeck if he was fit, but he's playing as a centre forward now. He's playing as the number 9. But Odegaard's skill level, boy. Odegaard's skill level, man, is something else. It's a great ball now being played to Xhaka. Xhaka goes wide to Martinelli on the right. Arsenal come through again in the attack. It goes back to Xhaka and to Martinelli again. Martinelli looking in front of, standing up to Lamptey. He's going to need some support. Lamptey's gone into him and won the ball well. Well done, Lamptey. And Lamptey puts it out, but it's going to be a free kick to Brighton. It's well played there by the young Lamptey.
Cut Ben White.
Bertram saying, not sure it's smart playing Zinchenko and Gabriel on the same side. One is defensively challenged and the other overly aggressive. I think we can say that Gabriel has calmed down his aggressiveness this season. We haven't seen as much rashness from Gabriel as we have in the past. But yeah, I guess he's known for that. So a lot of people will say that he still has that in him. He probably still has that in him. So I would agree with that, Bertram. But I just think he's settled down a little bit as well.
Tariq Lamptey's having a good game so far.
Yeah. Yes, he's done well. Ball comes up and that's easy for Ramsdale to deal with. Easy for him to deal with. Yeah, I mean, this is just awesome. What a chance that we have, man. We have a chance, guys, to go 7 points clear. What is the latest on Smith? Smith Rowe actually could have made the bench today. He just was a little bit short. He just was a little bit short.
He's way short.
Well, not way short. He was just.
I don't believe for 1 second he's match fit for a full 90 minutes.
No, it's not. That's the reason why he's not playing. But he's look, he's fit.
Unless you're ready for 90 minutes, you shouldn't be on the bench.
I mean, he could.
What that means is, if a player goes injured in the first 5 minutes, I must be ready to take his place. So if you're not ready to play 90 minutes, you shouldn't be on the bench.
Yeah, he can't do that. And
right.
one has worries about Tomiyasu as well. I don't think either of those guys can play 90 minutes at the moment. Not the Premiership level. I mean, Smith Rowe probably could have made the bench today and given you 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes towards the end of the game. But there's no need to at the moment because we just got Zinchenko back. Look at the bench at the moment right now. Isn't it nice that you can afford to not have to play to chance him like that? Bertram says, so far, Lamptey is having a comfortable day. Nah, I wouldn't say comfortable. Martinelli, I think Martinelli's
having
well.
a good game. And that means to me, he's not having a comfortable day, but he's doing all that he needs to do.
Yeah. And
he's doing it well. So he isn't letting Martinelli just run past him. He's also blocked a number of shots. And he's won the ball back from Martinelli a few times. So it's not a comfortable day, but he's definitely having to earn his money today because he's up against one of the best wingers in the country.
Exactly. And G saying Gabby being matched by Lamptey for pace, that's why he ain't taking him on.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson ain't going to be back for another 3 weeks, mate.
Yeah.
He's not going to be back for another 3 weeks.
And even then, he's got to find match fitness. So all these guys are coming back, but they're not ready to do the 90 minutes. Yeah. And you got to think, in a couple of weeks, we're already at 3 games.
Oh, that's dodgy there by Ben White putting that ball back in that position. You should have seen the centre forward coming in. We got away with that. It wasn't a silly pass. But you don't want to put them passes back to your goalkeeper when the centre forward is hunting in that area. Yeah, game is starting to settle down somewhat. We're starting to get a little bit of stability in the game. And Brighton are the home team. You'd expect them to come back into the game at some point. They're a quality team, man. Brighton are a quality team. And to be honest with you, I was surprised that the goal went in so early. That's what shocked me, man. I was like, what? You're trying to do? And they could have been 2 or 3. They could have been 2 or 3 goals. Nice little overlap there on the left-hand side. I don't think that's a foul, and the referee's not given a foul. Ben White's just been solid. Ben White walks up to referee and says, "Bro, you know that was fair." Yeah, it was a decent tackle. Yeah, so it wasn't a foul. You can see here the replay. Yeah, it wasn't malicious, and he doesn't make contact with the player in terms of his ankle. The foot doesn't go in on ankles or anything like that. You just, before you used to wonder, how many goals are Arsenal going to let in? But now your confidence level with Arsenal in terms of keeping clean sheets is just so high. In fact, you're surprised when teams score against us.
Yeah.
When we get a goal scored against us.
I'm looking at that Ben White tackle. Could have been. I've seen those and worse given.
But if there's contact with the feet made on the ankles, there was no contact there. He doesn't hit. He misses everything. He doesn't hit any.
He misses the ball. That's the most important part.
But then he misses the ankle, because that would be important in terms of him.
No, if he misses the ankle, the fella doesn't fall over.
Yeah.
I've seen those given.
Oh, shit. He's offside. He's offside. Yeah. Ooh, Trossard there playing that last man. It was a ball coming over 40 yards. They're just showing Lamptey's pocket getting picked by Partey for the goal. Oh, God. Quality. And then Martinelli picking the ball up. Saka, such a cool finish from Saka. Look, Saka takes a touch, hits it on the half volley. Nice finish by Saka. Easy does it, bro. Andrew says 3 points today will mean Man City must win both their fixtures against Arsenal. Agreed. I mean, right now, Andrew, Arsenal don't look like they're dropping points, Arsenal don't look like they're dropping points. 15 games, 13 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Arsenal don't drop a lot of points.
Yeah, they will do. There's no way we're going the rest of the season without dropping points. But obviously, a win today means that you can afford to lose 2 games and still win the league.
And Tony, what did I say to you before the World Cup 6 weeks ago? Yeah. Remember, I made a video and I said, I made a video, guys. It's up on the channel. It says, can Arsenal win the league? And what I was trying to say to everybody is, if you look over the last few years, Manchester City have normally lost about 3 or 4 games in the season and drawn, a couple of games as well. So that means that City are going to drop points. City will drop points like they did today. And all that does is me reinforcing my point that, yes, there may be times where we'll drop points, but City will also drop points too. So that just goes to show, in my opinion, if this keeps up, this form, Arsenal can win the league.
Brighton's left back's got some pace, hasn't he? That Estupiñán.
Yeah. Definitely has. Trossard picking the ball up. Zinchenko's just gone away from him there on the overlap. Gilmore's got the ball here in his first start of the season. Brighton probing at the moment, guys.
I think we need a second goal there, don't we?
Yeah.
I think your prediction of a 2-1 would be not too unexpected. Oh, Lamptey's right up there, isn't he? He just ran straight into our box with nobody on him, and they didn't find him. Martinelli should have tracked that run, but luckily he didn't. Nobody saw his run. That somebody has to say, look at Lamptey's runs, because he can make a very quick run into a bit of space.
Yeah. I better get my drink now. Where are we? We're 36 minutes and 35 seconds, guys, in the
So as
game.
I said, at half time, I literally am running because I've got to go to my New Year's Eve party. But what I'm
No problem. Yeah, I've got one to go to today, which is in the Docklands, and I'm
going to
not doing
go,
anything.
but I will come back on the stream at some point in half time.
Yeah.
In the second half, yeah. I'll probably miss about 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, and then I'll be back on again.
Yep. Oh, Arsenal's has just counter-attacked with Martinelli on the right, and it was the ball was intercepted by Zinchenko as well. So you see what I mean, Bertram? Having a player with that intelligence plays gap play, and I talk about gap play all the time. A lot of people still haven't sort of really picked up on how important gap play is in having a good defense. Man City are the best at it, and it's just in terms of in the English game, we're used to getting stuck in and making those tackles. But if you cut off passing lanes, you suffocate teams, and that's what Man City does. And Zinchenko just showed in that thing. Tony, you're seeing it right now on your screen.
Yeah.
He showed exactly what it does. If you gap play, you're watching the lanes, and as soon as the ball's played forward, bang, you're on them, and it turns into a counter attack. And that is how much we've changed in our football now. It's a corner to Arsenal. It's 38 minutes played.
What footwork there by Zinchenko to lay off to Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie to Odegaard, Ben White,
Eddie,
corner. Okay.
Corner to Arsenal, Saka now with the corner. Eddie working hard around the chains, man. Eddie putting in some work, man.
Yeah, that's what we expect. That's what we know we get from him.
Right, Eddie in the middle. They're all in the middle now. It's Saka with the corner. It would be nice to see Gabriel or somebody head it in here for a goal. Oh, the ball comes out. It's Odegaard. What a goal! The captain does it again. Arsenal's Captain Marvel, the leading goal scorer of Arsenal, does it again. That's 7 goals this season. Where are you, everybody? You Odegaard haters. Where are you? I can't see you. What a goal! The captain does it again. 7 goals. What a goal!
Go!
Wow. Brilliant. Odegaard, brilliant.
Oh, yeah. He shoots, he scores. The 3-point.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yes,
Odegaard,
sir.
my guy. Look at him, man. Wow. That's incredible. 7 league goals. Bertram says goals. Gary says, come on. Excellent. Big shout out to you, Gary, man. Gary got us on rewind there. Gary says, just got out of the cab and we score. Nice one, bro. Unbelievable. Brilliant stuff. Loving that.
Yes, sir.
Loving that, man.
Love that.
Wow. Incredible, man. Incredible stuff. I tell you, Zinchenko's played really well today. Apart from the defensive lapse, which again, you'd expect him to kind of... Osaka's down. Yeah. Andrew says, Apollo, remember all the doubts about Odegaard. Not from me. You've been following this channel. I think that you're talking about the other panelists. Tony,
there
Bertram,
was times when
Vinci.
he wasn't performing. There was times. You've got to admit it.
I'm not admitting it because I've already showed you the data, bro.
There was games where he was completely, obsolete. He wasn't even in the game.
Well, like I said, I think his loan spell went really well, changed us forever. That was when he was integrated in the team with Smith Rowe. We suddenly became a toothless team who couldn't create to one of the most highest creating teams in the league. And it's just transformed it. Saka's down, as Bertram's pointed out. We've got Vinci trying to join the stream, but I'm not sure why he can't get in. So there's a bit of problem here. But guys, let's talk about the goal, man. It's just going all Arsenal's way today. The ball came in. It was cleared by their defense. Odegaard, who sort of looks like he scuff hits it. He puts it in the top right corner of the net. It's a big game because now, look, Brighton was threatening. Yeah, you got to admit it. Brighton was threatening. They were starting to come back into the game. And Arsenal now 2-0 up against a rival European team who they've never really done well at their place. And Brighton have beaten Arsenal in 4 of the last 5 games in all competitions. And Arsenal have gone to their place and they're 2-0 up in a game that would put them 7 points clear at the top of the table. And this is just absolutely brilliant. But you got to think, though, that the ball has bobbled a little bit before it's gone in. Bertram saying we haven't really knocked Odegaard, just called him out when he plays poorly. Yeah. But, I know somebody else who you've not really called out when they played poorly, but, to each his own, man. And,
stop it.
Yeah, listen, and I don't say that much about that player, so, let's just call it like it is. Another sidetrack. What was the issue behind benching Rashford?
When I know Odegaard's had a bad game is when I go on who scored after the end of the game and I see his touches are about 30 to 40, yeah? And everybody else is up at 80 and 90 and the defenders are up at 115 and 120, yeah? You have to give Odegaard the ball. You have to give him lots of regular touches. He needs that ball. The more he gets the ball, the more problems he causes defenses. Yeah, that's simple. That's a simple analysis of how he works. And so when we give him criticism, and I look at the who scored, I'll go, that's why he's not been good today. Because he hadn't had enough touches. And that could be him, or it could be the other team. If I'm the other team, I'm saying make sure you don't let Thomas Partey get touches and you shut down Odegaard. Because if you shut them 2 players down, you stand out for chance.
Well, look, man, it's like I've had my say about Odegaard. He's proven himself. I've had my say about Eddie Nketiah when a lot of people didn't even think he was Arsenal talent worthy. And I've proven myself there. So my record speaks for itself, guys. I'm just going to move on. Big shout out to you, Vincey. It's really good to see you. I know you've been trying to get in there. Is everything all right with your connection?
Yeah, connection's fine. It's just I had problems. Earthfam sorted me out with a link. So, my normal source was letting me down. But, managed to get in. Nice to see 2-0. Evening family, evening panel. I've been watching on YouTube and chuckling with some of the comments.
So you've been seeing me lose my shit every time they score.
Well, I just see that you've. I kind of teased the guys. I kind of teased the guys just before the game, and I can see how nervous Arsenal fans are right now with every kick Man City, mate. But listen, right now. I am just. This is the most coolest I've been watching Arsenal. I am not phased. I am not nervous whatsoever. Whether it's 11 minutes of injury time, doesn't matter.
There's a foul there, ref.
At the end of the day, the guys are going out and putting in a performance. And once they put that performance in,
thank you.
You're in with a chance, and we're doing the business.
Yellow card for the foul on Thomas Partey. It was a terrible tackle.
That's all that matters to me right now. As you can see by the shirt, I decided to go retro.
Yeah, I've gone Jamaica. I've gone Jamaica today.
Bring back some memories. This shirt.
Yes, sir.
Love you like cooked food, Vincey. Love you like.
You see that? Food. So he's recognizing these guys deserve to be champions. He's not afraid to turn around and say, you know what? Be scared about Arsenal winning the league. Yeah. When we get to April, if we're still within it, a chance.
It's all good. 3 minutes of injury time at the end of the first half. That's weird. And now Gabriel gets a yellow card. Why is that? Why has he got a yellow card?
Yeah, it's a weird one. So
this is madness.
No, Gabriel gets a yellow card for time wasting. So and
I don't know where he's going with that big dark skin plaster on his face.
So
NFL,
guys,
man. NFL youth.
Okay. So hold on. Yeah, another yellow card's gone out, guys.
Evening, family in the chat. What's going on?
Well, Thomas Partey's just been booked. He's just been given a yellow as well. That's not a yellow. How is that a yellow card? Come on, man. See, we got to be careful. We got to be careful because I don't want to see no red cards now in this. In this, this is ridiculous. And Arteta's complaining. How is that a yellow card? He's even made contact with the player. All right, so Andrew, Andrew, it's the issue behind the benching was that he broke their rules for missing a team meeting. Now, you all know my ethics in regards to Aubameyang. A lot of people are trying to defend Aubameyang. I'm not going to mention your names. But I deservedly thought that Arteta should do everything that he did against Aubameyang because you can't have your captain acting like that and setting those kind of standards. I wouldn't stand for it as a manager. And so why should Arsenal? And we've seen this over a while where we've seen players at Arsenal do all this foolishness and the fans trying to give them a pass. I'm not going to be like that. So if you're missing a meeting and you've got no excuses for it, then
it's a weird one though, because you know what you have to consider is do you mete out punishment at the detriment of the team? Because you could have charged him £1,000. Yeah, you could have charged him $5,000.
Yeah, it's about standards, man. Look at Bill.
This is the thing. I think I'm not saying it's right or wrong, Apollo. What I'm saying is I don't know what he's done that is so dramatically bad that he's had to be benched.
Mr. T, I just told you he missed a team meeting. You don't miss team meetings, bro.
Did he miss the team meeting or was he late for the team meeting?
He missed the team meeting.
So he missed the whole meeting.
Tony.
Okay.
Tony.
Did he do it? Did he do it deliberately?
Tony, listen to what I'm saying.
No, hear what I'm saying. Did he?
I heard what you're saying, but that doesn't, the deliberate or not, that is secondary.
Okay.
First, primary is you missed the meeting.
Hang on. You're a sales manager. You're going for the biggest pitch of your life, yeah? Your sales executive is going to do part of the pitch, yeah? You can fine him £1,000 or you say you're just not doing the pitch. What are you choosing?
I was about to come on to that, Tony. Do you know what happens if one of my guys misses a team meeting?
Yeah, what?
Do you know what I do? I don't pay them for that day. I dock them.
Right.
Or
but they still
my meetings,
have to do
Tony,
the job,
my meetings start at 9 o'clock. Yeah. Do you know when they turn up? They're there 8:30, 8:15.
Okay. So you see,
because when it comes to lateness and punctuality, I have standards, that. Tony. Standards.
And this is the point. You don't turn around and say, okay, don't turn up another day to sell. You say, I'm taking money out.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying to you. If Marcus Rashford misses a meeting, what I'm looking at is the punishment worthy of the crime? Because you could have lost the game.
My answer is yes. And I stand by Rashford. I stand by Aubameyang.
All right.
Yeah, you can't have your standards dropping for anybody. It don't matter who you are.
I'm just putting in my. Catch you guys later.
All right, pick up yourself.
See you soon, Tony. See you soon, Vincey.
I just want to put a common denominator that all of that behaviour was there before he was given the captaincy. So the point, and I hear all of what you're saying, but you've massaged the ego that causes a problem. So I hear the standards and I hear everything that you said, but that was already there when you gave him the captaincy, which was the problem. You gave him the captaincy. Some things change, some things get worse because guess what? That's his time. You gave him the captaincy. That's all I'm going to say about him. I've been consistent on that level with Aubameyang. He should never been given the captaincy in the first place, whether he scored 50 goals or 20. Never. That was a problem. You gave him the captaincy, you got the foolishness that came afterwards.
Yeah, and look, most of you guys know where I stand on it. It's a very difficult thing to do. Pep wouldn't stand for it. Klopp wouldn't stand for it. But let me go back. Mike Ditka wouldn't stand for it. Don Shula wouldn't stand for it. Bill Parcells wouldn't stand for it. Joe Gibbs wouldn't stand for it. Yeah, it's just this is sports, guys, at the extreme level. We don't see this foolishness happening. We just
But I do think the team suffered as a result of it because it was drawn out in the way it played out. But where we are now, the team's moved on. You know, they've learnt last season, they've come together, and I think we're in a different phase now. But mistakes were made on both sides, and we're in a different phase now.
Yeah, I mean, let's before I introduce Bertrand to the stream, fans might think of things like, oh, he's our best player, he's our top scorer, he's the face of the franchise, you can't possibly do this to the player. But when you're managing a team, or you're managing a sales force, or you're managing in a company, you can't allow your values, your excellence, your standards to drop for anybody. And right now, we all follow the NFL in this room, and they're doing this with David Carr. David Carr is the latest quarterback to be benched for whether it's, you know, we know about Taylor Heineke, but it's different with the Raiders. And what that does is, yes, Vince, you're right. It means that somebody who's inexperienced, who has no NFL experience before, will be coming in and probably won't win his game. But the message is in the benching. The message is in that if your standards or whatever you're doing is not good enough, then I'm going to make changes. And we're seeing that now with the Las Vegas Raiders and David Carr. David Carr was touted last year as one of the prime sort of free agents to go for trade. He wasn't a free agent, but they were talking about 2 or 3 draft picks because of what happened to Matt Stafford. And
I wouldn't have gone for him.
Yeah. And now, look, he's been benched. It's like, it's crazy that we're talking about this. But there's still a lot of comments to go through, guys. But before I go through your comments, let's introduce Bertram to the stream. Bertram, how are you getting on? It's really good to see you. Happy New Year to you, Bertram. I know you're 5 or 6 hours behind us, but Happy New Year to you as well, bro.
Same to you, same to Vince also, and to Tony. I know was on the stream. I only hear from my halftime commentary. I have to watch the TV in my living room, and I need to turn my sound up. So, but it's been good. We're winning. I still think Brighton is missing quite a bit of players, so I'm concerned about how much possession they have when they don't have their best team on the field. Because I'm always judging us not against who we're playing per se, but how will we match up with Newcastle and City? That's my primary. I think we'll beat most of the other teams, but the Castles and Cities of the world are the ones when I watch us play, I'm considering how will we match up with those teams. We've done well so far, but Brighton has too much possession. The question is, we're not pressing like we used to. Is that by deliberate because we have a bunch of games that's all bunched together and want to conserve energy? We're not pressing as a team. We're allowing them to come play in their own half, come into our own half, then we're trying to attack them. So not sure of a strategy Arteta is employing to say, let's conserve some energy because we don't have a bunch of changes. We're going to play 3 games in a space of 7-8 days. And it's going to be the same team playing all 3 games, apart from maybe Tierney and Zinchenko swapping out. Maybe Tomiyasu would come in, but we don't have a lot of people to switch out after them.
I did make a comment on that when I did my preview, and I thought that when you look at this midfield, young Billy Gilmore, which is his first start of the season, is playing against Partey and Xhaka. And I mean, their midfield has got absolutely nothing from us. We've gone through the situation where they're missing a few players from injury. They're missing Danny Welbeck up front. So Trossard is having to go now and play at the point. So that's made it very different for them up top. Although that just, for me, that actually makes them more dangerous because I think that Trossard probably gives you more than Danny Welbeck does. And at the same time, you sold Basuma. But they're still playing well without Basuma. They're still playing well without Graham Potter. And the team is still sitting at 7th behind Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man United. But I think for me, this team has displayed, because they missed a few players when they played Chelsea, and they played Chelsea off the park. They wiped them off. Was it 3-1 or 4-1 they beat them? They spanked Chelsea.
But that's with their full team, though. That's with McCarthy playing, with Casado playing, with Welbeck playing. That's with their full team.
Yeah.
Because their midfield can match us if they have their full team.
Yeah, I don't think
they can't match us today. You have a World Cup winner. You have one of Ecuador's best. I'm telling you, their midfield is a very good midfield and a very athletic midfield when they're all available.
Guys, at the end of the day, fixtures fall how they fall. You know, how you play the team.
That, Vinci. We know that, Vinci. We know
you know, at the end of the day, you know, right now, Arsenal got to go out there and put a result in because City drew at Everton, and Brighton's not an easy ground for us. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at the scoreline and it's 2-0 at half time.
And guys,
let's just say we caught Brighton on a good day. That's all I'm going to say.
But let's be fair, Bertram. It swings both ways as well, because today is the first time that we've had our full team, like our team. Like this is the first 11 outside of Nketiah, for Jesus. We've been playing with injuries. You know, we've been playing without Jesus, without Zinchenko, without Thomas Partey. So it goes both ways. Teams have could have taken
not this year. This year we've been playing with Partey this year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
To me, Zinchenko and Tierney bring different attributes. So they're net out to me. Tierney is a much better defensive player, and Zinchenko is a better offensive player.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Zinchenko completes us. Today, what I've seen him do in the midfield alongside Partey and Odegaard, this is the best Arsenal play. You've seen the link-up play with Xhaka as well. All of the stuff that he does well is on display today, but some of the frailties of Zinchenko in being a left-back defending has also been shown up today. But the good outweighs the bad, because you've seen what he's been able to do in the attacking sense of the game. And we just look brilliant, but we haven't looked like that for ages. Why? Because he hasn't been in the team playing. He's missed 7 games.
We'll see when we play Newcastle and he plays against Cameron. Because then those defensive frailties show up much more magnified.
They will, and then it's a case where somebody else has to step up. So I don't see this as a play the rest of the season with this team. You know, you're going to have to mix and match. Some players are going to be more on form. Right now, Odegaard is unplayable. You know, right now it's the teams can't even match up to his level of playability. Prior to that, Partey was on a roll. So, you know, players are going to hit their purple patch throughout this season. But I'm just to walk away at Brighton 2-0 up. You know what? We'll take it. Sometimes you've got to take these results because, you know, you may have a difficult game against a team that you expect to wipe the floor with. That's how the game goes.
Yeah, well, let's hope Gabriel don't pick up another yellow card in the second half, because then he missed the Newcastle game, which would be detrimental to our health.
So let me go before the game kicks and starts back up, which it will soon. Let's go with Vinci first. Vinci, give me your 2 cents on how the table's looking at the moment.
Hey, listen, man. This is, as I said, this is just testament of how Arsenal are just taking each game as it goes. You know, City getting a draw today, you don't expect that against Everton. But as you said previously in the stream, they will drop points. When they are on form, we just need to do the business against them or get a result. So, and that's why I wasn't worried. When there was 11 minutes of extra time, I wasn't worried because all Arsenal need to do is go out there and do what they need to do in 90 minutes. And they've shown it so far in 45. So that's why the shirt's on.
Yeah. And guys, again, if you want to hear my thoughts on Arsenal's championship types, I actually went out and made a video saying, can Arsenal win the league? And that's up on the channel, so you can view that when you like. And in my opinion, I've said it when I did that video, I do think Arsenal can win the league. That's my opinion. A lot of people are still sending me messages on Twitter. I get messages on Facebook and Messenger as well. But yes, I think Arsenal can win the league for all of those reasons I talked about in my video that's on the channel. Bertram, tell me about this picture in this league table. What are you most surprised with? You happy where things are?
I am extremely happy where things are. I'm very disappointed Man U drew today. I thought it was a chance for that. I mean, they won today. I was a chance for that game to be drawn, except for one Rashford really good link up with Fernandes. But no, the table is, I would call it perfect. Tottenham need to be like in 10th place to make it perfect. but the table is very, very good. I love the table where it is. We're 7 up on City. Our goal difference is almost the same, which is good. We need some room. We need room with them to say, now we can afford to lose 2 games to them and still have a chance to win the league. That's what you want. You can afford to lose 2 games to them and still win the league. That should be the goal.
And that's where we are right now in this table, Bertram.
Yeah.
And
so if we win today's game, because the game is not over, it's not one half, we go into we'll be head of the table in the new year, going in January 2023. We just have to hold serve and we'll be good.
And the thing is, when you look at this table, you just got to, as an Arsenal fan, don't you want to enjoy it now as opposed to hoping that we're in this situation come April? Because you don't know what's going to happen. But, for what the guys have gone out and done, it's, to me right now, celebrating. Because, they've done a phenomenal first half of the season. And, these things don't just come by chance. So they've gone out, put the work in. And I just appreciate it as a fan. I'm excited.
I'm a glass half empty guy. I'm not half full. So I'm always looking around the corner for what could go wrong, how we fix it. I'm very concerned about us offensively, given how light we are. The only person we have right now is Vieira, who is a 10, not a winger, not a center forward. So if Nketiah goes down, yes, we can move Martin inside, but who we play out wide? Because
I tell you what,
is not a wide player.
I'll tell you what, the big question is, we've seen Partey have a purple patch. We've seen Saliba have a purple patch. We've seen Ben White have a purple patch. We've seen Odegaard have a purple patch. We've seen Xhaka have a purple patch this season. The question is, who's next in the Arsenal team to step up and have a purple patch? Because when that happens, it just continues the momentum of how the team is playing. And that's what excites me, how these young guys are deciding to step up at different stages and say, you know what, I'm going to have a stretch of games where, you know what, I'm going to be unplayable.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you guys. I'll come back at the end of the game.
That's a shame because we were just going to have this. We were just going to have this comment here, but yeah, Bertram, I'll see you at the end of the game.
All right.
Speak to you soon.
Oh, bless up, man.
Lewis says, "What's your opinion, an honest opinion, on Granit Xhaka?" I think that my opinion on is he's been probably one of the worst midfielders we've ever had in the history of the club at the 6, and Arteta has masterminded his way to put him in a position in the number 8 where he's been effective. And look, he played some parts last season at the number 8, and we started to see a little bit of signs where he was keeping out of trouble, weren't a liability, and we were kind of happy at that point. We were saying, as long as Xhaka could coast through the game without causing any problems, I'll take that. But he seems to have taken it to another level now, where not only is he not being a liability and he's staying out of trouble, but he's actually now starting to add something to the team. So I think that he's done, and credit to Arteta, because Arteta's the guy who's starting to match everything in. And maybe Xhaka all along was a number 8. We don't know. Maybe this guy was never supposed to play as a number 6. One can say when he plays for Switzerland, he does play in a more of an advanced role rather than a deeper role. So if you kind of look at it, and I know the formation is different with Switzerland, but he does play in a more advanced role. So if you look at it in that way, it's a genius what Arteta's been able to do for this player. He's been able to grasp in a way that he's been able to add to the team. And listen, full credit to Granit Xhaka for what he's been able to do this season. But I know he's 30. I know right now midfield core is our biggest issue. We got to look for a replacement for Xhaka. We got to look for a replacement for Partey. Oh wow! Goal! It's a goal, guys. First minute of the second half, and it's Eddie Nketiah. Eddie has now scored 7 goals in 9 Premier League starts. He just cannot stop scoring. This guy is unbelievable. He's now scored 7 goals. Look at Martinelli crosses the ball and it's saved. And who's the fox in the box? Who's the poacher? Who's the guy that sits on that line and picks up the loose balls is Eddie Nketiah. Incredible. Vince can't even bring himself to smile because Eddie's done it again. Smile!
Listen, I've only just seen it. I was all the time you were talking. It's like on my stream, nothing's happened. So I was waiting.
Unbelievable.
I was waiting for it to happen to see what the goal is. But this is
Jesus hasn't scored in 10 games, and this guy has scored 7 in his last 9 Premier League starts. Incredible. I said once that this guy was at Andy Cole, a second coming of Andy Cole. I said if you started him for 38 games, he would get you 20 to 25 goals. And this guy is proven again. He's just on a different level. Picks up the ball loosely in the box. Nobody does that. No one in this team can do that. He scores the majority of goals in the 6-yard line. He is just an incredible. He's 23 years old. He just turned 23. Incredible. Vincey.
But Apollo, great. I'm looking at the scoreline 3-0, as I said. I'm like buzzing right now. The key thing for me is that if you look at that passage of play, Nketiah didn't touch the ball until he touched it and he went to the back of the net. If that was Jesus, they would have played the ball into him. And you see the difference. This is what I'm talking about in how you want Nketiah to play his natural game, put a ball in the back of the net. He is a fox in that box. Yeah, he will sniff it out. You don't want him dropping back, having touch. You don't want him doing that. So this is what I'm talking about, is playing to his strengths. You've got other players, beautiful ball into the midfield to Partey. Partey out to Martinelli. He has a shot. That's what you want your striker to be in that position to finish. That's what I'm talking about, where Arsenal have to play to his strengths, where the midfield have to do their work so Eddie can finish. That's all I ask, because I know the guy can score. I know what his mindset is because I used to play that position. I want to score, just like Ian Wright. Put the ball in the back of the net, give me opportunity, he'll score. Loving it. 3-0.
This is just incredible, guys. Listen, he's playing like a player who's on 100 grand a week, man. Bertram says, brilliantly weighted pass by Partey. Partey's just the difference, mate. Every single week, Partey's just the difference. You can see Brighton here trying to come back in. It's a poor cross. Lewis says, I also have another question. Who was your favourite player at Arsenal at the moment? It's Odegaard. Martin Odegaard's my favourite player. Vincey?
It's a tough one. Right now, Odegaard is playing outstanding football. My favourite player is Martinelli. I do love him, but he does go in and out of games and he doesn't score enough goals. I think I've got to say, I'll probably say Saka right now. I think over a 4-year stretch, I've just been so impressed with how he's played. And just going back to your comment, your question earlier on, Lewis, about my thoughts on Xhaka. I'm going to give big respect to Xhaka because it's not easy in any format to perform where you're not liked by people who you expect to be appreciated, be it the fans. And for him to stick in, there was a player in Xhaka. You may not be world-class as in box-to-box midfielder, but there was a player in Xhaka, and his professionalism and standards to continue to fight for 90 minutes. Yeah, at times he'd go over the edge with some foolishness, but his dedication, second to none. And that's at the end of the day what Arteta saw and asked him to probably make that change in his game to bring him in that advanced position. As I've always been saying, play the guy to how he plays for Switzerland. Completely different. If you don't do that, you can't talk about Xhaka at Arsenal. It's just a null and void. He's come out and he's done that, and hats off to him. You know, he's, as you said, he's 30. One player you've mentioned that Arsenal haven't addressed in regards to replacement is El Neni, because that's the player. If they get a replacement for El Neni, you can probably see Xhaka still having about a year, 2 years at Arsenal, and then go into his coaching. And I think that's probably going to be the way that Arteta's going to rebuild this team. But as I say, every man right now is standing up for this team now and putting in a shift.
So there's a lot to get through here, guys, so bear with me. Hantumi says, I think Mikel sees Vieira as a right wing this season. Not sure he'll play there in the future, though. Well, that's because he doesn't have a backup to Saka. So at the moment, yes, Vieira is a white ring, but he's essentially been brought in as an 8. But because Xhaka's playing well there, he's not put him in. And because Vieira was injured. So a lot of these things have set him back. And he's also used him as a backup number 10. And this is why, like, I'm asking questions, where does Smith Rowe fit in? Because if you bring in Mudryk, then Smith Rowe doesn't even... Look, there's a lot of things that are going on here. And I can see Cam even asking a question, does Jesus get his position back? Jesus isn't scoring. So if Eddie's scoring in every game, what do you take Eddie out? Do you take a guy out who's just, you know, he's got a 90% chance of scoring when he plays? Why would you take somebody like that out? Look at Eddie's goals per minute. It's the best in the team. Why would you take him out? So there's that danger there that you could essentially switch things around in so many different ways. But look, I'm not the manager. Thank God for that. I don't have to make those decisions. But yeah, it's one of those things.
I think you've got to consider, you know, we got a squad. Yeah. I think the mindset of thinking about 11's going to play every game, we're just going to get out of that. This squad needs the whole squad to perform in different situations and different matchups. And Vieira's going to get his chance. You know, he's had a game where he was poor in the first half, and second half he was lights out. So there is a player in Vieira. You know, put him in the right situation, he's going to do a job for us. So I'm just excited. I just have a buzz of the young talent that is at Arsenal. I've been a huge advocate for it. Play the kids. I don't want to see no old man doing foolishness. Play the youths because they're hungry and they've got ability. You've got a manager who's playing his style of football with kids who want to fight and play for the badge. I'm loving it. So
Lindsay, this is the youngest team in the league.
Loving it. You know,
remember when Alex Ferguson said you can't win with kids?
Listen, we've had kids, and I've said it before. This squad of players, I remember when George Graham took over, and he had some players, and I didn't really understand and appreciated them until they went on and did the business in the beating Liverpool in the League Cup. And that's why I love the League Cup. Because what George Graham did with those crop of players is what Arteta is doing last season, no, 2 seasons ago with the FA Cup, and now he's doing in the league this season. So it's like, you've got to be excited when you see young players playing. Oh, look at that ball. Or unlucky. You've got to get excited when you see young players, and the amount of young players playing at this level. Yeah, there's going to be times where they maybe have to dig in and they don't get the possession that you want in the games. But at the end of the day, when they're doing what they're doing after what they did last season, you've got to love them.
It's a bad tackle there on Zinchenko, and there's a booking here, guys. Let's just have a look here. Yeah, there's a yellow card here for March. So quite a lot of yellow cards in this in this game. Free kick to Arsenal. It's going to be, looks like it's Odegaard who's taking the free kick. Lewis is saying Eddie definitely scoring 90% of the time, but even though Jesus hasn't scored in 10 games, he still helps it. Yes, he does, and I agree. Oh, Snelling! Oh, what a save! Saliba's nearly scoring there for Arsenal.
But those challenges on Shevchenko, man. What's this ref doing? He's even going to send somebody off.
Oh, Saliba goes so close, nearly scores. It's Gabriel, actually. Gabriel and Saliba, the 2 centre-backs, just a chance to put Arsenal up 4-0. So I do want to address this because this is very important. We've been asking for Arteta to play Jesus and Nketiah. We've been asking him to play them together. When he eventually does, what he does is he puts Nketiah on the left and Jesus through the middle. And I'm just like, what? It just didn't make any sense. And both were ineffective. Both were ineffective. Eddie does all of his damage.
That's a great save of the shoulder of the goalkeeper. Great save.
It was.
But Apollo, the reason why he's doing that is, and this is where, guys, when you guys turn around and say, well, you know what, I'm biased of certain players or I'm hard on Arteta, but he's playing Martinelli because of Martinelli's work rate in that position. That's why he's playing him. Now, there's times when Martinelli's work rate is there, but his finishing and his end product isn't there. So in the regard that you're talking about in playing Jesus in that position and Nketiah up front, he can do that, but he's losing something in regards to the work rate that Martinelli does in that position. And that's where he's a young manager. And this is where next season you probably see a difference. We probably start to see that working. But, you know, yeah, I can see...
Because in my opinion, you're gaining more than you lose in that scenario. Because Eddie, that's where he does 100% of his damage. And 90% of the games that Jesus played for Man City was on the left. So
yeah,
so there's no square peg in round holes. Like, both of the players are giving you their optimum performance in those positions. I do agree with what you said about Martinelli, but it's just when I watched Arsenal Orlando City, when I saw Jesus and Nketiah playing together with the intensity they both have in their favorite positions, they look terrorizing. It's just.
So why do you think that he doesn't? Why do you think? I know you said that he's not losing anything. So why do you think that he's so reluctant? The key thing is the manager's so reluctant to do exactly what you said, knowing that you're getting the best of both worlds, where you're getting Jesus. His goal scoring ratio is probably better than Martinelli's, and then Nketiah's goal scoring is off the charts. So why is he not doing it?
I don't know. And it was ineffective in both games. Both players ended up with a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. They were ineffective. So,
and I think next season you'll see that.
It made me wonder in the second game when it happened. Me and Tony and Bertrand was looking at each other, was like, you know, it didn't work in the last game. Why are you coming back to the same biscuit from the biscuit tin? In this, it just doesn't. Yeah, so like, I don't think we'll see that again.
Big up yourself, Greg. Big up yourself, Greg, man.
Yeah,
like that comment. Like
Vincey, we are the champions elect. He's used that word, the president. I've been too scared to believe, but we really can do this season. Get a couple of players in Jan and still not lose to City, and we've got a real chance.
That's all you want, man. That's all you want.
Cam says Eddie is ready. Great anticipation. Eddie is the ultimate poacher. He says your defense is in trouble with Nketiah in the room. 3 goals in his last 3 games for Eddie.
Tomiyasu's coming on. I'm behind you.
Yep. I'm on 60 minutes and 45 seconds.
60-10.
And Brighton's starting to really trying to attack Arsenal down that left side, but it seems, and that's the reason why he's brought Tomiyasu on. It seems to be just reinforcing. I think he's looked at Ben White and thought, I probably need Tomiyasu a little bit more in that situation. So Tomiyasu has been brought in. Tierney's on as well, mind you. So he's just changed the wing backs now to try and reinforce a little bit more defensive aptitude of the team. Andrew says some players learn about the game from performing in different positions. True. Very true. Shall I take this thing down or shall I leave it? I'm going to leave it because it looks really nice up on there. I mean, Brighton just absolutely blown away, guys. Brighton just absolutely shell-shocked. Brighton just absolutely shell-shocked.
As I say, this ground, I mean, boy, I grew up thinking you go to Brighton, Arsenal expecting to win. And we've just gone through this disgusting patch where we go there and we just struggle. And it's just like, why? But it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing, this result, to actually, you know what? 3-0. I take it, man.
Yeah.
It's a hard ground for us.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm just going to try and see if I can find those, actually.
Has Tom gone to the game?
Yes, he's at the game. Yeah. He's at the game. Michael's at the game as well. Shout out to Michael Winton, a good friend of mine on the channel, 82 years old. He's our old Arsenal, and I want to give him a big shout out today because it's been a year since he's been able to get out to a game, and he's gone to watch Arsenal play Brighton today. He'd be very, very happy standing
big up yourself, man,
supporting the Gunners today. So
I know that feeling. I know that feeling, man. That is just pure delight. So yeah, man. Enough respect, man. Enough respect to that. Great way to start the new year as well, man.
Incredible at the moment. So let me just pull off this as well. I'll just pull this off to let everybody know what the performances are looking like today. And you know what's funny? Just as Brighton started coming back into the game, Arsenal just pull. And that's the thing. If you push up and you attack more, you're going to be more susceptible at the back to attacks. And that's what Arsenal have done. They've just sprung it on them. When Brighton came out with the narrative, they had the half-time team talk, and this is how we're going to push up and try and get ourselves back into the game. And Arsenal took advantage of that with the blink of an eye. It's crazy. Andrew says, Vincey, should that be Grizzly tone? Instead of Vincey tone, man said Grizzly tone.
I have to wear this for a reason. I can't say why because I've signed an NDA.
Okay, guys, Brighton pull one back. And Vincey was actually talking about Mitoma before and how good he's been playing. And it's a consolation goal for them. You can see, ooh, is he offside? Probably not. It's close.
I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he gets a ball through in. And, it's going to VAR because, no, I think he's onside. I mean, Gabriel's arm is playing them onside.
But this is what I'm saying.
Hold on. Do the arms count?
This is where, that's what I'm saying. This is where I don't, man. I've got issues with the game. I've got issues with the game of football, man. How the hell is your arm? I mean, this is just nonsense. I know technology is supposed to help the game, but the arm was never an issue when it came to offside.
They've given it. Yeah, they've given it. So,
I mean, what happens if you got locks? What happens if you got locks? Is it like...
Look, guys. Credit to the Brighton are a good team. They have some good players. They're sitting in a good spot in the league, so we know they're good. You can see the passing that they played is actually a very, very good pass coming in there. It looked like Mitoma looked like he was Saka's man, and Saka was putting his hands up to say no, he wasn't my guy. So it's a great pass by Gross, sliding the ball through from Mitoma, and he guides the ball in beyond Ramsdale for a finish there. And it's a good goal. It's a good goal, so credit to them.
I got to see what I put on Sky Bet for the
Bertram says it was Tomiyasu's fault. Yeah, because Tomiyasu was supposed to be in that position, and Saka ended up picking the ball up. It's a problem. If Brighton get another one back now, then we've got a different game. Sorry, Lewis, I didn't catch your question before. Lewis said, "What do you think Smith Rowe would be like as soon as he comes back on the pitch? Hopefully, I think he'd be ready. They're not going to put him in unless he's 100% ready. And I think what it does is there's a problem there because Martinelli's undroppable. It does give Martinelli some relief, so you can put Smith Rowe in the 70th, 75th minute, give Martinelli a little bit of rest. Also, at the number 10 spot, I don't know if he's your backup number 10 anymore because I've seen Fabio Vieira play at the backup number 10, and I think he's better than Smith Rowe. I've never rated Smith Rowe as a 10. I think Smith Rowe's a better playing on the left, coming in, dropping deep into the middle, making those late runs. As a number 10, he hasn't really impressed me. So I think he'll be all right, though.
I think we've got to consider what fans are not understanding is Smith Rowe's had one season in that first team. Just one season. And that one season that you ended up being, was it top goal scorer?
Yep.
Yeah. So, he's had a lot of injuries. I expect him to be rusty when he comes back.
Yeah.
But he's only had one season. I look at what Saka was like after his first season. I was thinking, imagine if he could replicate that. We've had 4 seasons of it. So, I think it's fair to be mindful of his injury record and playing sparingly, much to how Arteta did with Martinelli after his first season with Arsenal. And I wanted him to play more, but look at the results you've seen this season. You've seen a stronger Martinelli for club, and he's getting a call up for the national team. So I fully expect Smith Rowe next season to have much of the season like what he had last year. And if he can play a bit part this season in certain games when we need him, I think if he's managed well, he can come on and do a job.
So what we just missed is Dunk clips across into the box, and Gross is just inches away from making contact to it. These are testing times for Arsenal now. Brighton getting back into the game. Lee, big shout out to you, Lee. Says, hi, Magunas. Just finished work. Been listening to you behind the wheel. All the best for 2023. Happy New Year to you as well, Lee. Big shout out to you, my brother. Lewis says, this is a question for both of you guys. What got you into supporting Arsenal and why? What got me into supporting Arsenal? There was a local team. Actually, I was given tickets to the FA Cup final in '78, and we lost to Ipswich. And that's when I started supporting the team. And then we beat Man United 3-2 the other year. So that's what got me in. So I've been an Arsenal fan since I was 10 years old. So do the maths, guys. 1968, 1967. Yeah.
I think for me, it was I love the colour red, and I don't like supporting teams that other people support. And at the time, Arsenal weren't playing great football, but they were a London club. And Liam Brady, Liam Brady is much like how Apollo said, the Arsenal were FA Cup team back then. And to go to those 3 FA Cups, it's like, I love them from since then. And it's nice to support a team when they're not at their heights, and the type of football back in the day wasn't great. But to see what they're doing now, and the years when George Graham was manager and Arsene Wenger, what he's done, it just makes you appreciate.
Go on, Martinelli, finish! Yes! What a goal! Get in there! Excellent! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What a run to top up a performance. Where was Lamptey on that one? I didn't see where Lamptey was. Look at
you know what I'm happy about?
Everything around me is falling up. You can see how on the counter-attack. It's a great counter-attack. Party, they have a good chance. Party plays the ball out. It comes out to Kieran Tierney. Tierney looks. He then goes again, plays the ball in the midfield to Odegaard. Odegaard.
That ball by Odegaard was
what a pass by Odegaard. Odegaard, brilliant. What a goal. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely. Odegaard just killing it.
I think I might actually be top of the fantasy scoring this week. My fantasy team is on fire. It's on fire.
Absolutely mad. Absolutely mad, guys. Wow, what a
my
goal.
Client that. My client.
Guys, I don't think you realize who Arsenal are playing. Arsenal are winning away from home against Brighton. Holy crap.
You know what? Seriously, okay. I know there's sometimes we get overawed and lose perspective of what just happened with that goal. But if you played 11-side football, yeah, Martin Odegaard is not supposed to do. He is not supposed to do what he did with that ball.
It's Ozil. I told you. I'm a big Ozil fan, Vincey.
He's about 32 yards in his own half. Going back to the ball, wow. He wraps his foot around it inside the defender, and Martinelli runs on. That's pure training football. What happens in training happens on the pitch. Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Odegaard. Big up yourself, Arteta. And big up yourself, my client. Love it.
Just unbelievable. I mean, just absolutely. I tell you,
that's ridiculous football. Ridiculous.
It's just, I cannot believe what I just saw there. Guys, I just cannot believe what I just saw there. Bertrand says 4-1, even though that was selfish by Martinelli. Yeah, I thought he could have squared it. Actually, it did come off the keeper as well. So, yeah, the keeper could have made a save there. But, yeah, I would have squared it for Nketiah there. This is a great question by Lewis. My reason is they supported them. My dad is more into cricket, so he never had any influence on it. Bertram said brilliant, but it's a fantastic ball by Odegaard. It says Smith Rowe is a brilliant footballer, but he doesn't have a set position. Big shout out to you, Terry. Terry says, evening, lads. Happy New Year. What a game. An incredible game. G says, Odegaard with the most Ozil assist that I have seen from him. I'm in tears. Andrew says, Vincey, what's your percentage when he scores?
Hey, listen, man. You know what? I just get more roti. That's all I'm saying. I get food.
So El Nene coming on now. I don't know who's coming off. It's Thomas Partey. So what do you do when you're 4-1 up away from home? You protect your assets. You protect your big assets. Thomas Partey now coming off after the 73rd minute to help him. And I think that is good man management. That is great man management.
Guys, all the man who play FIFA in the chat, just let me know, because I played FIFA for years. But I don't even think you can do what Odegaard did with that ball in FIFA and send a man through so deep in your own half. Let me know if it's possible, because that was just ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I'm just buzzing, man. I'm just buzzing. Because, guys, look, this means so much to me, because the 7-point gap is shots fired. It's shots fired, guys. It's shots fired. And, you know, do you remember when you guys, the season starts, what do we hear? What do we hear, guys? What did all of us hear? You haven't played anybody yet. You're not going to stay at the top there. Who have you played? Who have you played? Then when you start beating all them teams there, they said, we haven't got till Christmas yet. Wait until we get to Christmas. Christmas come and gone. Look where we're there. So the pundits and the rival fans, they've got nothing to say anymore. They've got nothing to say anymore. G says, Martin Odegaard, take a bow. I can see why he's your favorite player, Apollo. Bro, I got an eye for talent, bro. That's why I told you a long time about Nketiah. That's why I told you about Odegaard when everybody was saying, nah, he's lone spell, he weren't doing nothing. Bro, listen to me. Follow my channel, man. Take what I'm saying as gospel, bro. I got an eye for talent. Andrew saying, El Nene, the name deserves a song with the fans. Yeah, it's really strange where we are. And again, look how long ago I was a big El Nene fan. And everybody was saying he was a liability. Come on, man. Here comes Brighton again. Wow.
Okay, this may be a little bit foolish question, but you know when we were invincible, yeah. And New Year's, you didn't feel that did you feel that you will still be invincible at the end of the season? Did you feel that we were going to win the league at that point?
No, I didn't, because that was so touch and go. You have to remember we had 12 draws that season. So yeah, it's been a weird one.
It's weird. It's a weird feeling right now, because you stop and you think of our most historic. Not to say that we've won the league this season, but at this point, this feeling is just like, it's just pure elation.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry, Apollo. I think I may have overtaken you in fantasy football. I'm just putting my apologies now.
Brighton just scored again. Ferguson. Oh,
okay,
man, this is going. We're letting. So we've had 6 clean sheets in our last. 6 clean sheets in our last 8 away goals. What is going on here? So Brighton get the ball. The ball's played through. It's a route one ball. It's a mistake. It's a mistake by Saliba.
That's going to affect me because Saliba's in my team.
That's poor defending by Saliba there. That's poor defending by Saliba there. That's really clumsy.
He's done that in France before.
Well,
he's done that.
He didn't play well in the game last week. He made a clamour against West Ham as well. He gave away the penalty. Okay, so
I think that does affect my fantasy if a defender is at fault for the goal, are they docked points in fantasy football?
I don't know. I'm not into it as much as you guys are. I haven't checked my fantasy for months.
That's poor touch.
I've got to go and say. Terry says, Apollo, we've been saying Eddie for years. Yeah, we have. You know, but everybody, and this is the thing. I've been telling them he's the Andy Cole that we've been waiting for.
Man. You know what? I know you keep saying that Andy Cole, but that's Balogun. That guy from outside of the box can score. And that's the thing. I don't see Andy Cole for me in Nketiah. I see Nketiah being that inside of that box, 18-yard box. Yeah, give him a chance, and especially in that 6-yard box, he can sniff.
Yeah, it's just Dwight York, Andy Cole all over. Every time I see him, it just reminds me of Dwight York and Andy Cole. And I've been saying it for years. I remember being on the podcast and Tony and Bertram laughing. Now, we mean it's Andy Cole and Dwight York. I don't think that they would be laughing now. I don't think they would be laughing. I think they would seriously look at it and say, you know what? Is he that guy? I you know, I love him anyway, man. Cam says Apollo's been talking about Eddie since 2019.
Well,
you know that,
I'm not sure you could talk about Eddie after your comments on the post that I did today, man. Because you know what I mean. If he's your boy, you're gonna have to tone down on Odegaard a little bit, because you know what I mean. You've been championing Eddie for years.
Andrew says, Apollo, I trust you can find that eye for talent and to football players only. Hey, a lot of things, you know, bro. Remember, I've been married for nearly 30 years. Lewis is saying, what are you guys' thoughts on the invincible season, which won us the Premier League? No, this was the greatest season in football history. Not because of the results, but because of the way you played. And I think that what's being good about this season is, and Vincey has always talked about it, don't look at the result, look at the way that you play. If you play the type of football that we know you can, the results will take care of itself. And I think that this is where we're having this conversation now. Terry says, no more roller coaster, please, is a basic mistake. Yeah. And Bertrand saying Saka not in the game. No, Saka hasn't really been in the game at all, has he? Especially in the second
Apollo, can I just add on that invincible topic?
Yeah.
We forget that when United won the treble, Arsenal had a chance of doing the treble as well that same season. So you put into context the caliber of what that team went out, and it's a phenomenal achievement. And I saw a post today where a Man United fan said,
"Isn't that a foul? Here comes Brighton again. Brighton are on top of us now. They absolutely scream! Whoa! The ball came in from Brighton from the right, and Dunk just misses it. He's absolutely just missing it."
Yeah, a Man United fan said, "You know what? Although Ferguson's got got the treble, that invincible achievement is absolutely, he kind of tops it. So Arsenal just need to play better in the midfield right now. Get control of the ball. Get control of the ball."
Yeah, it's been. I thought that was a free kick there. Martinelli's just got to play the whistle there. Martinelli can't shut off like that. He's got to play the whistle. And look, Kieran Tierney sticks his foot out, but he puts his foot back. Tierney does make no contact with him. It's a dive. Great call, referee. Great call, referee. That's an excellent call. Oh, don't look at that. He stretches his left leg out, just doesn't get on the end of it. But that's a really
tough when there's so many
call.
changes. It's tough when there's so many changes being made when you're so up. We just got to refocus and get control of the ball and dictate play better.
Yeah. I better change the scoreline. I've still got the.
So Apollo, man, when's the parade? Have you seen the post?
Nope.
There's a post on the forum about a parade in May, and also a meetup. And Tom Ashton said that he's got a box for the last game. So, you know what I mean? He's. I don't know what the costing for those who can get into the box or whatever, but I think the family are hungry to meet up, hug each other, spill beer on top of each other. drink 2 drink and bust 2 jokes. So
I think that would be okay. Here comes Brighton again. Brighton coming out on the left again. It's Encalcio on the left. He's got Xhaka with him. He's twisting and turning. Don't foul him, Xhaka. Well played, Xhaka. Xhaka defending well, gets the ball off him, but gives it away. Xhaka gives it away. Looks like to Lamptey. Oh, Tierney gets the ball. Get rid of it. Get rid. Wow. Lewis says, do you do a live stream on every Arsenal game? Because I love watching these and I want to continue. Subscribe to the channel, bro. We do a live stream on practically, I would like to say every game, but I'm at the home games. So I live stream every away game. And when I'm not here, Tony normally live streams the away game. So yeah, practically we do live stream every game. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. Would love to hear your thoughts.
Big up yourself, Lewis.
Regular. Yeah.
Nice
Would
one,
love
bro.
to see you. Bertrand saying the Rolls Royce is looking more like a Range Rover, not as reliable as desired. I agree. And Bertrand, he hasn't played a lot of football in 6 weeks in the World Cup. He only played 27 minutes. Whereas the guys who was back at Arsenal who didn't make the World Cup, they played 4 games. So they kept on playing. So Saliba ain't played a lot of football, and we're beginning to see that now. We're seeing the results of that, Bertrand. He just hasn't played a lot of football. Yeah, big up yourself, Lewis, football, man. Big up yourself. But, guys, it's a little bit of desperate defending from Arsenal at the moment. Still just 6 minutes left in the game. It's 84 minutes gone. And you'd think that Arsenal were cruising. And I've got to be honest with you, the goal difference, that's the key. The goal difference with us is us plus 26, Man City plus 28. So we kind of closed the goal difference down. Letting those 2 goals in, Arteta won't be happy about those 2 goals.
No, he won't be. He'll be livid.
Yeah, he won't be happy about that. He won't be happy about that, especially when you go 8 away games and have 6 clean sheets. You're looking for something here, and I think. Look, credit for the first goal. I thought the first goal they scored was quality. But yeah, Saliba fluffed these lines on that one.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to be devil's advocate here. And this is what I talked about in the last stream. I know everyone's raving about Nketiah's goals ratio, 1 goal in his in 12 starts. 12 goals in 12 starts.
Mm-hmm. No. It's not. This wouldn't be 12 goals and 12 starts because the statistic that came out with which was 11 goals in 11 starts was for home games.
Okay.
So you never heard me say that. I came out and said he's got 6 goals in his last 8 starts. Now he's got 7 goals in his last 9 starts. So the 11 for 11 was at home. So if he scores at Newcastle, that would be then 12 goals in 12 home starts.
At home.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Cheers for that. So, in the schemes of things and the way how we are now creating a lot of chances, should he be scoring more and be in that situation where Martinelli, obviously, he needed to get a goal and he shot and he got the goal? Is it a case where other players aren't playing to his strengths that are stopping him from actually scoring more goals? Because I think he should be scoring more goals. Based on the way we play.
So my answer to that has been quite consistent over the years, and that's simply because he's not played enough football. He's still a developing player. He has had nowhere near the amount of starts. I believe I'd have to go back into it, but I think he's had something like 20 starts in the league in his career. He hasn't played a lot of football. So what we see from him, and I've always said this, we're seeing the basics, the foundation. Like he's got everything on lockdown. You don't teach these things, Vincey. You don't coach scoring. You don't coach your intensity, your commitment.
Well, you can hold on. You can coach scoring, or he had some coaching on scoring. He had the skill.
You know what I mean? That's not.
But he's got that. He's got that natural. The thing is, this is what I'm saying.
He's a natural goal scorer. Vincent.
He's a natural goal scorer. So that's why I'm saying, in regards to, we've got a natural goal scorer. Shouldn't he be scoring more based on the chances that we actually create per team?
And as I said, firstly, I mean, no one on the team is scoring more goals than him per 90 minutes. Secondly, he's still developing his game. So the more you play him, the better he's going to get. And we saw that with Andy Cole at this level as well. Marcus Rashford, he came on the scene at 19 years old, and we saw how he was been able to develop. Eddie, when he showed us his flashes before, he hasn't played enough games after that. He's been put back on. When he won the job off Lacazette the first time, he scored 3 goals in 5 starts. And he got red carded against was it Norwich, or who was it? Norwich? No, it was Norwich. Yeah, he got red carded. What's Bright?
I'm just a firm believer that if we play to his strengths, you're going to see more goals.
What is going on here? Another goal again from Brighton.
I haven't seen it yet.
Arteta's just telling everybody to calm down.
I haven't seen it.
Matoma scored his second goal of the game. So the ball comes in from the right. Matoma gets the ball, and is it deflected? I'm not sure. I don't think Ramsdale saw much of it. I don't think Ramsdale saw much of it.
It's Odegaard. Just sloppy, guys. Not thinking. Just not thinking football.
Yeah. 2
players going to for the same ball, and the guy goes in. He has an opportunity to shoot. Who's it? Saka. 3 players going for the same ball. Come on.
VAR. It might be scratched off, guys. It might be scratched off. He's offside. He's offside. He's off. He's offside. You can see he's offside in the build-up to the play.
Oh, is that Rob Holding? He came off Rob Holding, I think. Is that Holding?
I'm not on there yet. I'm on 89 minutes and 40 seconds. VAR's looking at it, and it looks like it's offside. It's off. It's offside. Yeah, it's offside, guys. It's offside. No goal.
Because of that, because of the back heel.
Yeah, because of the back heel. He's clearly offside because of the back heel.
Oh, my word. Technology.
Bertram says this has to be a full. Bertram, you're doing that glass half empty again. Our rivals drawed and dropped points today, and we are winning away at Brighton. I repeat that, Bertram. We're winning away at Brighton. We've scored 4 goals at Brighton Stadium.
Yeah, but you know what? It is a poor finish to the game by Arsenal. I'm loving the 4 goals, but let's come from the South Coast the way. You know what I mean? Take the win, sort these things out in the training ground, because we will need to nip this in the bud.
Yeah, and look, Matuma's in again. Oh, is that a penalty? Is that a penalty? No, it's not a penalty to Brighton. It didn't look like he touched them. It didn't look like he touched them.
Why is all this? Why are Brighton having so much? You're ahead of me, so tell us why are they getting so much of this ball right now and causing us problems?
Because 1, they're the home team. 2, they're a quality team, and 3, what took them so long? You expected to get Brighton have outplayed us in like the last 5 games. I was expecting this from the opening minute, and we sort of dominated most of the first half. They had a 10-minute spell in the first half. I'll give them that, but Brighton are a really good team. So I'm not sure. Like you and Bertram are saying it's a poor end to the game. Well, that's not giving Brighton any respect at all. I think that's disrespectful to Brighton.
No. I'm going to give Brighton a quality team, but I just saw that passage of play, and we're just not marking players. I think
there is a bit of that. But then there is a bit of quality to their game. They've got some good players, and they've got players that can hurt you, and they've definitely turned it on in the second half. And they're in front of their home fans as well. I don't see nothing wrong with what you and Bertram are saying. I think that Brighton are a quality team, and I'm surprised, quite frankly, why they haven't played more of this throughout the game. I think that the problem for them has been the midfield. I think that Zinchenko, Partey, and Xhaka have just dominated them. And Partey's off the field now, and lo and behold, no Thomas Partey, and they're coming through us like sieve through water, like water through sieve.
And I'm seeing Arteta with his hand gestures saying my exact points where it's like you're not tracking the player, and the ball's just going there. So when you're ball watching and the ball goes, you're behind the ball, and there's just too much. There's too much of that. We've got to dictate and control the passage of play. So
and look, we've gone to a 5-4-1 now. So we've changed, the formation's changed. But as I said, there's no Thomas Partey on there. So they're just playing the ball's in the midfield. We're not pressing because we're trying to keep our shape. So we're just trying to see this one out. But credit to Brighton. Credit to Brighton. But there's no Thomas Partey. Look, there's another long ball coming through there. Brighton are a quality team. I don't see there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but you see the difference? Okay, and then he comes on. I don't want El Neni being the first press. Yeah. You got to sit back. You come on. I don't want to see El Neni being the first press because when he's out of the equation, then our midfield, there's a hole in there.
Yeah.
And then he cannot be the first press.
I mean,
because there's no way Partey would be the first press if he was on the pitch. No way.
Yeah, I mean, this is just desperate football. Brighton are throwing everything. They're throwing the kitchen sink at this. Gabriel gets away with a shirt pull there, which could have led to a penalty. If he went down, look, he stays up on his feet. Did you see that? He pulls him. He pulls him. His shirt. He doesn't go down. He dips a little bit, but he doesn't go down. He stays on his feet. That would have been a penalty otherwise.
Eddie's shattered, man.
Yeah, because there's no backup striker. So you have
but he's got to bring somebody, bring Martinelli inside there because he's the one who's not being the first press. He's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean Saka, Odegaard, Nketiah, they've run 90 minutes because there's nobody there to replace them. This is where you need a squad.
Who's on the bench?
On the bench, I did go through this before.
You can't bring Smith Rowe on in the game.
No, Smith Rowe didn't make the bench today,
and he's finished. That's the problem.
Yeah, he's tired. And you know how he plays. He gives you everything, right? So 95 minutes, he's dead.
Make the substitution. They get another goal.
Yeah, I mean, there's 6 minutes added on, guys, and we're 95 minutes and 40 seconds. So Lewis saying, I have to go now, but for a bit, but awesome stream tonight, lads. Have a good one. New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's to you as well, Lewis. Big shout out to you, man.
Blessings, Lewis, man. Yeah, hope to see you in the new year on the stream, man. Blessings to family, man. I
mean, what a result! I'm looking at the scoreline. If you told me today, if you'd have said Apollo 4-2 to Arsenal, I would be like, what? What are you talking about? 4-2 to Arsenal.
I had 2-1.
Some people said 2-2 or 2-1 to Brighton. I saw a lot of that on Twitter. That's it. It's full time, guys. Brilliant result. Brilliant.
I had 2-1 Arsenal.
Let me just change this now. That's it, guys. Arsenal are 7 points clear at the top of the table. Reactions coming soon. I just need to catch my breath. Wow.
I love this badge. Love it. Love the club, man. Love it.
Yeah, guys. My man of the match is going to be Odegaard again. He's got a goal today. He's got 3 chances created, and he's got an assist. So my man of the match is going to be Odegaard. It's getting boring giving him man of the match every single game.
Nah, man. But I'll give it to him as well, man. If I can give him 11, I would.
Most definitely, man. What an incredible game. Wow, what an incredible game. Just absolutely loving this at the moment. We're
But
going to get some.
I can't stay too long. I think if Bertram's coming back on, I think I'll leave when he comes on. So I won't leave you on your own.
Tony said he's going to try and get back on and do player ratings as well. I'm going to try and type up player ratings as we speak. But guys, in the chat, let me know what your thoughts were about today's game. It's a massive, massive result, guys. It is a result that we had the pressure to extend this lead at the top of the table. And not only did we do that, but we did it in style. 4 goals away at Brighton. An incredible game. The way we started the game, the way we came out for the second half just blew Brighton's game plan out the window. Forgive me, gentlemen, because I'm actually typing the player ratings as I speak.
Now, guys, it's just a great feeling. Guys, we're doing this away from home. Let's put this into perspective. You know, at the Emirates, the crowd behind us playing awesome football, but the away fans are having the treat of their lives, man. New Year's Eve, 4-2, great, absolutely beautiful result at a ground where we've struggled in the past, and that's all you want. That's all you want in 90 minutes. The youth man to step up and do their thing, man. And just big bare smiles, man. It's just nice to see, because you look at these guys mature, enjoying their football, and doing what the manager thinks they can do, and what we all hope they can do as well. As Odegaard throws his shirt to a kid who holds a Martin Odegaard number 8 shirt. Nice touch, man. Nice touch in the crowd. That's beautiful.
It is.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
That's your captain right there, man. That's your leader for the next decade at the club. I mean, we've been hearing rumblings about Real Madrid have been talking about wanting him back.
They want him back.
Only is because yeah. But what it does is they're saying that they have first refusal on his contract if he decides to leave the club. That's all that really means.
Listen, I know loads of people were talking about, who was that other guy we got from Real Madrid? Ceballos. And I said, listen, when this guy came available, you pick this youth up and ship up Ceballos, because this youth can play ball. And I want that next youth in Shakhtar. Mudryk. Is it Mudryk?
Yeah, Mudryk.
Mudryk. I want that youth, because if the fans out there remember when we had Hleb and what Hleb used to do on the ball, I want Mudryk. I want him.
Oh man! So guys, we're not going to stay too long, guys, because it's 7:30. We have to prepare for the coming of the new year. But this is brilliant. This is an incredible feeling, guys. I love it, love it, love it. So let me talk about, first of all, the impact of this has just been gargantuan. You know, the gargantuous thoughts of Arsenal top of the Premier League by 7 points at the end of this year is sending hydrogen bombs throughout the footballing world. And guys, what I like about this, and I'm going to tell you a little story about me in the last 20 years. The thing that's frustrated me is, as a lifelong Arsenal fan, when I see new followers to the sport, young men and women coming into the game, lauding the Premier League, watching the game, looking for new teams to support, and how Chelsea, Manchester City have grown because of the amount of wealth that they've spent in football, and how their fan bases have come from very little to quite big in world football. And I look at that and I think, how much Arsenal fans have sort of missed that, because we've missed a lot of new fans. You know, a lot of people coming up having favourite players now.
I'm gonna go in there and
Bertram saying have to run out, may not be back on. It's only for player ratings, Bertram. I've done the player ratings. So Bertram, if you want, you can come on now and I'll let you do your ratings first. Yeah, I could let you do your ratings first. But yeah, so for me, the fact that Arsenal are this good now, just imagine how much new fans that they'll be able to accumulate because of the players that they have, the manager that they have, what they're doing to Man City. We're just going to be able to just bring a whole plethora of new fans over to this. So we're going to do the player ratings now. Tony, do you need to go first? Because do you want to do your player ratings first? Because I know you need to go.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go, guys, because I've got a situation at home that I've got to deal with. But love to you all. It's been great in 2022.
Excellent.
Fellowshipping with you guys, watching the boys. All the best with your celebrations tonight, and health, love, prosperity, and the Arsenal being champions in 2023. Let's bring it on, guys. Let's bring
Excellent.
it on.
Happy New Year to you and wifey Vincey, man. God bless.
Cheers, guys. Love, family. Enjoy.
God
Take care.
bless, man. So, Tony, did you want to go first? Because I'm not sure if you wanted to go, or do you going to let me talk myself through it and then you can go?
Yeah, you can go. I'm in no rush, bro.
Okay, guys. So, player ratings. I'm going with Ramsdale. Let me just put this there that I can see it. Yeah, here we go. So, I'm going with a Ramsdale gets a 5. Look, there was a couple of hairy moments from him. There's a decent save, but I think that the 2 goals conceded, maybe, look, you don't concede 2 goals and give your goalkeeper, in any word of the sense, a good rating. So I'm going to give him a 5. And I just wished a little bit more of the distribution could have shined on him today. But look, yeah, we won. So moving on to Ben White, I'm going to give Ben White 7. When Ben White was on the field, they were causing us no problems at all. And as soon as Tomiyasu came on, we started looking a little bit shaky. Granted that Odegaard came off and Thomas Partey came off as well. So there is that to add into it. But I felt he dealt with Matoma's one-on-one really well. And it wasn't until he came off that Matoma started to sort of see an impact in the game. So I'm going to give Ben White a 7. Saliba, 2 games in 2 now, he's been error prone. Gave the penalty away against West Ham last week, and just gave the second goal away, not dealing with it. So look, I'm saying he's in the last 6 weeks, he's only played 27 minutes of football. So I just think that he's a bit rusty. He hasn't played a lot. All of the guys who went into the World Cup and played every game played a lot of football. The guys like Odegaard, who stayed behind, they played 4 games while they was away, so they played a lot of football. He just hasn't played a lot of football. So it's not an excuse, but I'm saying he's not a liability. He's not becoming error prone. I think he'll just get better with the more games that he has. But Gabriel has been solid. He gets a 7 from me. Isn't it funny? 1 minute everybody's saying Gabriel is error prone and Saliba's the Don, and now it seems like the table's turned and it's the other way around. But I thought Gabriel was solid today, apart from the shirt pull, which, you know, that probably could have gone as a penalty. But he just looked sure-footed, good positioning as well. I would like to see him compensate on the right a little bit, on the left a little bit more when Zinchenko goes forward, because Zinchenko was caught wanting a little bit defending. So I'd like to see Gabriel sort of hold his position in terms of how that worked out. Speaking to Zinchenko, I give Zinchenko a 6.5. Very smart and impactful in the final third, really helping with Thomas Partey in the middle to ball win back balls and that. But unfortunately, it wasn't steady at the back where he was forced to come back and defend. But going forward as well, he made an immediate impact on this team attacking away from home. I mean, just think of how good he's going to be when we're at home. Yeah, because this is the first game he started and it was away from home. So he gets a 6.5 out of 10 for me. Thomas Partey If it wasn't for Odegaard, Partey would have got my man of the match. It was just dealt with everything. He won 4 balls back. His work in transition was quality. He was efficient with the ball. He caused chaos among Brighton's midfield. I mean, you only have to talk to Declan Rice last week in terms of what he did against West Ham to see that there is no midfielder that can play this guy. And as soon as Thomas Partey went off the field, it just all capitulated. Brighton was just slicing through us like butter. So, listen, it was a smart thing to do by Arteta to bring him off after 73 minutes, but I give him an 8. Partey was tremendous today. Xhaka, I thought Xhaka had a bit of a quiet game today. A couple of touches he had in the second half that I thought was good, but it just wasn't the Xhaka that you saw as normal, but his defensive work was solid. So I'll give him a 6.5 today. I guess I'll give him a 6. Odegaard, he's my man of the match. I'm giving him a 9. What an incredible display. A goal, 3 chances created, and an assist. I mean, what can you say about this guy? 7 goals, 5 assists. Just incredible. That's for the season, guys. This guy, I mean, we ain't seen the best of him yet. And it's just a solid player. Saka, I'm going to give a 7. I thought that his work in the first half was good, but he wasn't dominant. It wasn't the dominating Saka performance that we've known. Took his finish great, though. Tailed off in the second half. Nketiah, I'm going to give Martinelli, I'm going to give a 7.5. Had a battle against Lamptey in the first half where they stood toe-to-toe, but it started to get the better of Lamptey in the second half. And it won several battles over him. And then the breakaway goal, which he took that really well. I thought he should have played the assist instead, but, took the goal. Hold on, guys. Let me just give you Odegaard and Saka talking.
Many times we focus on ourselves. We don't care about the other teams. Came here, we wanted to get the 3 points, and that's all. We don't focus too much on the other teams. We focus on ourselves, and 3 points was everything today, and we did it.
They gave you perhaps a more anxious second half, Brighton, than you might have imagined at one point.
Yeah, I think we need to control the game a little bit better. I think we let them into the game twice there. So, but it's a difficult team to play against. Very good on the ball. Very good team. So it's difficult. But I think we can do better in some parts of the game,
Takehiro, you scored very, very early on. What emphasis was there?
Talking to Saka now.
No, there was a big emphasis. We know how hard it is to come here in recent seasons as well. And with the weather as well, it wasn't so easy. But, with that goal nice and early, it set us up.
It's a great finish as well because you had to control the ball that had taken a couple of deflections.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it fell for me. So when it fell, I just had to show some composure and try and play it in the far corner. And I'm happy I did.
Martin, you're on target again as well. Perhaps not the greatest goal you've ever scored, but the timing was crucial.
I think it was a great goal.
He says it was a great goal.
Another important goal, and happy to help the team, with goals and assists, and that's what I want to do, help the team as much as possible. So very happy to do that again.
The 4th goal probably turned out to be perhaps more important than you thought at the time. Tell us about it. More importantly, your part in it.
I just saw there was a lot of space in behind, and our wing is so quick, so just to get the ball in the right space and put a good speed on the ball, and then it's not easy to stop Martinelli there, so it was a great goal.
Takehiro, there is a long, long way to go in the season, we know. But what opportunity are you sensing here and now for Arsenal?
As you said, it's a great opportunity we have, and it's a great place we've put ourselves in. But we're not focused on that right now. We just want to continue to focus on the next game because we know how good Newcastle have been playing. So that's our only focus right now.
Guys, another big win today. Martin, you're also the player of the match. Takehiro, if you wouldn't mind doing the honours for us. Well done, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay, so it looks like they've gone for the player man of the match that we did. So well done to them. Well done to Martin Odegaard to get his man of the match award. I was actually talking about Saka when I said doing his ratings, and I was moving to Eddie Nketiah. No, I didn't finish with Martinelli. I said Martinelli 7.5. And Eddie Nketiah as well. I give Eddie a 7.5. He worked his socks off. Back on the score sheet, which a typical Eddie poacher finish. And isn't that funny, guys? Everybody was sad when Jesus got injured, and everybody said, "Can Eddie step up to the plate in the same way like he did at the end of last season. And I kept saying to all of you lot, don't worry about Eddie. As long as you play him, the goals will come. Because Eddie, remember, guys, he hadn't started a game this season in the Premier League. Yeah? So it's just like, guys, don't worry. This guy, if you play him, he will score. You only have to look at his scoring record, his minutes per 90. Yeah? It's the best in the team. So if his minutes per 90 is the best in the team, why is everybody worried about this guy? What's the concern? He's given you exactly what he's always given you. It's not like he woke up this morning and just started to be this player. He's been this player for years. And whether some of you never believed it, that's fine. I accept that. But the data and the statistics have told you that this guy, all he does is score goals. 7 goals in his last 9 Premier League starts. 11 goals in 11 starts at home at the Emirates Stadium. So if he scores against Newcastle in the next game, it would be 12 goals in 12 home league appearance starts. That's incredible. Who's doubting this guy? What Arsenal fans out there are doubting this guy and saying he can't get it done? I want to know who you are. I really want to know who you are. Because either, this is the whole Theo Walcott thing again, where the guy just continues to churn out performances, score goals, creates assists, and everyone says he's not Arsenal type. He's crap. He's not worth it. Get rid of him, sell him. Not my type of player. Yeah, and Theo Walcott turned out to be the 14th highest goal scorer in Arsenal history. And some people are saying, not for me. Yeah. And that's the reason why I've started to kind of switch off a little bit, because I can see some of the fans going exactly the same route with Eddie Nketiah. So I'm going to marvel him on this channel. I'm going to big him up. I'm going to stand from the top of the hills and talk about how great this guy is and how he can develop into an amazing player. And realistically, I've heard some of you even say, how can you drop him? How could you drop a player who keeps on scoring? And it brings all kind of questions into, do you play Jesus on the left? And then if, where he played with Man City, then what do you do with Martinelli? It's just, but what it is, guys, is this. When you have title-winning teams like Man City, remember that Sterling, Mahrez, Grealish, them guys are on the bench. They're on the bench. So when you look at, players coming in, shifting positions and all of that, it doesn't mean that they should be benched. It means that you just can rotate, knowing that there'll be no drop-off. To me, you can play Jesus, or you can play Mudryk when we buy him, or Martinelli on the left. There's no starter. You just play your hot hand. On the right-hand side, you got a problem because Saka's only backup is Vieira. But up top, you've got Jesus and you've got Nketiah. You can play them both. Jesus ain't scored for 10 games. Nketiah, he's scoring every time you play him. So look, and full credit, I'm going to give Arteta a 10 because he came into this game with the preparation of the Spartans, yeah? Sparta, yeah? 300. Them guys went to war. From the opening whistle, them guys went to war. And so credit to Arteta for preparing this team and scoring 4 goals at a place where we haven't had much luck. And yeah, I mean, the first Brighton goal was quality. The second was Saliba's fault. But Brighton are a quality team. And I'm so glad that Martin Odegaard said that Brighton are a quality team, because it's almost like we forget those things, being Arsenal fans. So full credit to Arsenal today. What a result. Tony, what's your ratings, bro?
Okay, so some of my ratings are going to be slightly different to yours. Ramsdale, I didn't think he had a bad game. I say that. I literally did my usual end of match analysis of passing analysis. I think this is the worst passing he's had ever at Arsenal.
That's why I said to you. I mentioned his distribution, and you let in 2
So-
goals. I can't give
so
you
he's
a good break for
a
that. a good mark for that.
33% pass accuracy is, I think, the worst I've ever seen from him. But there are reasons for that. A lot of long balls, which, you know, obviously when you play long balls, your chances of being accurate are quite low, especially against a strong defensive unit like Brighton were today. Overall, I thought, you know, look, Brighton had nearly 68% possession.
Yeah.
You know, so that indicated that they controlled big chunks of the game. But that showed us that we needed to be resilient, and we showed that in our game. Ben White, this is an interesting one because I look at Ben White, yeah, and today was a great opportunity to see how good Tariq Lamptey is. Now,
He's
Ben
good.
White is not Tariq Lamptey. So my question to you is simple. If you had a choice out of Ben White and Tariq Lamptey, who are you going to choose at right back?
Ben White.
Seriously?
I wouldn't even Ben White.
It's not even a debate.
It's not even a debate, mate. Ben White.
Guys in the chat, tell me, give me your feelings on that question. Would you choose Ben White over Tariq Lamptey right now? Because what I'm going to say is, when I look at Tariq Lamptey, and I know Tariq Lamptey's had issues with injuries, which might have a bearing on who you choose. But Ben White, to me, is an adequate right back. He does a good job defensively, but I don't think, to me, I think that there are better right backs out there. Interesting, 18 and Greg have both chosen Ben White. But I personally, I talked about this on the show with Manning's Man and Vincey and Bertram, and I think they were all in agreement that I think, you know, Ben White is as good a right back as there is in the country, and I'm like, I still think there are better. Facebook user says Ben Red over Lamptey every day.
Yeah, I think that's Jay. That's Jay Lewis. Big shout out to you, Jay. Respect to you, Jay, man.
Okay, so it's an interesting one.
Well, Tony, I just want to say something before you carry on. Because you didn't ask me the reason why. My reason for that is Arsenal are the #1 team at set pieces because of Ben White. So you're essentially playing with three centre backs on every set piece against Arsenal, and that's tough to do. Yeah. Because a left back and a right back think differently at set pieces in the way a centre back thinks. With this team, you've essentially got Saliba, Gabriel, and Ben White on set pieces, on free kicks, on corners, and we just don't let goals in those spaces. And if you switch that out, then you lose that. So I'm not willing to do that. We look so good.
Okay, I understand that. I get that. I mean, Andy Roach supports my argument. He goes with Lamptey, more dynamism. But yeah, I mean, it's you pick your poison, really. I thought Ben had a good game, decent game. He didn't get overrun by the players down his side in the same way that, for instance, Zinchenko did by Lamptey. But I just kind of think there's better out there. There are better right backs out there for me. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, you have to be very careful what you're asking for, because obviously Reece James to me is the gold standard. You know, Reece James followed closely by the guy at Man City.
Cancelo?
No.
Not Cancelo.
No, who plays for England?
Oh, Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker, right? Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
So those are like the gold standard. Then you get like the next level down, which is fantastic attacking but not great defensive work with Trent Alexander.
Yeah, sorry.
Saliba.
Shout out Jay here. Jay says, hold on. Jay says we need to talk about my son Odegaard. Another great. Yeah, listen, best player on the. Listen, best player, most creative. Although I would argue, look, Thomas Partey is the best player on this team. Period, bar none. Odegaard is the best creative attacking player that we have on the team, and I've been saying that for a long time. But as far as the best player goes, I don't want to get that twisted, guys. Thomas Partey is the best player in the team, but Odegaard is just our best creative player.
I'm going to tell you something for nothing. If Odegaard continues at the incline he is at the moment in terms of performance, yeah, he will be the best player in this team by the end of the season. So you know how much I love Thomas Partey, but Martin Odegaard in the last couple of months has turned into an absolute beast.
Yeah, Ashik, that's Partey, mate. Partey for me. Partey all day long. Take Martinelli out the team, that's something. Take Partey out of the team, you're dead, bro. You're dead.
Yeah. So if I carry on, Gabriel, I have to agree with you on a 4. Sorry, Saliba on a 4. My bad. Gabriel, he gets away with one. That shirt tug in the box. Still a couple of times gets caught out of position. So look, if you're the senior head out of the two, out of him and Saliba, and you conceded 2, I'm gonna go with a 6. Zinchenko, I have to go with your 6. Thomas Partey 8, I agree. Xhaka had a poor game today. Didn't think he was that good going forward, although he was very instrumental defensively. Made some great stops. I'm actually going to give Xhaka a 7. Odegaard, I agree with you, 9. Saka, I'm happy with your 7. Martinelli, I mean, apart from his goal, Lamptey had him wrapped up.
I thought they were giving each other. I thought it was an even battle. We had this discussion with Zaha and Ben White the other day. I thought they gave as good as they get. You know, he got past him a few times, and other times he didn't. And somebody made a comment. I don't know who it was, but I think it was Andrew. And Andrew said because Lamptey's got pace, Martinelli can't get past him. He's not even trying. So yeah, you know, there is a level to that. But yeah, Lamptey's levels, man. I just think that he's not. He'd be brilliant if it wasn't for the set pieces. Yeah, if it wasn't for the set pieces, because he's 5'7". So yeah.
Okay. Eddie, I'll give Eddie an 8. Actually, I thought he had a great game. I think he worked so hard. You know, when you see Eddie and you go, he scored a goal, you always think he deserves that because he works hard.
Yeah.
You know, his hold-up game is getting so much better.
Yeah.
His hold-up game. Listen, if you didn't watch the game properly, watch Eddie's hold-up game.
Yeah.
He's getting phenomenal at it. You know, I mean, you know how we used to say how good Lacazette's hold-up game was.
Yeah.
But he lacked the ability to finish. That's Eddie right now. He has the hold-up game and he has the finishing.
Yeah. And he's just turned 23.
Right. So, you know, I give him a solid 8.
And you've got this guy for 5 years on 100 grand a week. Instead of having Lacazette on 180k and all of them guys having aging players. You've got somebody who he's got the essentials down. Now you can coach him and refine his game. You can do what we've seen from Saka and Martinelli over the last year. You can now do that with Nketiah and refine his game. Because believe me, Tony, you're paying Saka and Martinelli. You're paying them 200k. You know, you're paying them dollars. Don't come to the table unless you got a 2 in front of that 6 figures that 6-figure number. Don't even come to the table unless we're talking 200k a week. So that's a great deal. And I've said this before when Arsenal fans talk about buying a striker. Who are you going to bring in that's going to score more goals than Eddie? If you can show me someone who you're going to bring in that's going to deliver more goals than he is, I'm open to it, guys. You know me, humble, open arms. I'll take it. But if you're going to bring in a guy who isn't going to deliver you the goals, like Alexander Isak, and I'm a big fan of Isak. Yeah, but if you're going to bring in a guy that ain't going to bring... No. We're not having that. Because before last week, everybody was saying Jesus hasn't scored in 10 goals. Now what's everybody saying? This guy just can't stop scoring, man. Eddie is just goals.
He is. So yeah, that's that thing. I can't give Arteta a 10. I think the team picks itself. He made, I give him a 9. I give him a solid 9. But the team kind of picks itself, and there was, when you look at the way that the team played today, you give away 70% possession. The pass accuracy was not good today. I mean, I looked at the pass accuracy stats today. They weren't great.
Tony, you're playing Brighton.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But you
one
also
of the best
have
teams
to
in the
understand that there are levels to this game where, if you're Man City and you're playing Brighton, you're still going to get certain stats that are a requirement.
Yeah, I agree with Ashek. You can't go to a rival at their place and expect total dominance. And what Arsenal showed me today, I'm surprised. I thought we were gonna. I wanted a 2-1 result to Arsenal, but in reality, I thought we were going to get a hard-earned draw. What I saw was nothing on that level. What I saw was Arsenal just absolutely ripping the living daylights out of them at times, dominant in the midfield. The thing about Arsenal is sometimes, I remember playing Liverpool last year, Martinelli got mad in the match. He was rinsing them, and it didn't account for nothing. But everybody was saying, didn't Martinelli play really well against Robinson and Trent Alexander? But we never scored goals and we never did anything. You look at us now. Lamptey goes toe-to-toe with Martinelli, and then everybody else is threatening to score and scores, and then Martinelli outraces Lamptey. We're talking about pace, right? He beats him on pace and then finishes for the goal. To turn around and look at Lamptey and say, you know what, Lamptey, you might have stood me up a couple of times, but I got you, bro. I got you. So that's kind of where you like these levels. It's that you're not looking at one player and you look at the goals.
I have to use one of my friend's catchphrases for that, and that's persistence beats resistance.
Yeah. I mean, it's just incredible at the moment. I mean, I look at the goals like, guys, how's this for team performance? Saka, 7 goals, 6 assists. Odegaard, 7 goals, 5 assists. Martinelli, 7 goals, 2 assists. Jesus, who isn't even here, 5 goals and 6 assists. Xhaka, 4 goals, 4 assists. It's incredible. It's incredible, guys.
You didn't say Odegaard.
I said him, 7 goals, 5 assists.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, guys, you've got 3 guys who are not even your main striker. Odegaard's number 10, Martinelli's on the left, Saka's on the right. All has 7 goals. It's just this, guys. This is just incredible. And your main striker, who's got 5 goals and 6 assists, he ain't even here right now. And the guy who's replacing him scores every single game. Andrew says, apart from Haaland, of course, so why get in a proven striker who will disrupt the squad? Agreed.
Because you have no backup. That's why. Yeah.
But
it's
then
all
the
very
level...
well saying it's all very well saying he gets a goal every game. But if he gets an injury...
Well, you know what happens. Martinelli is next man up.
Right. And who's taking Martinelli's place?
Well, if it was next game, it would probably be...
a problem.
It would probably be Fabio Vieira.
Yeah.
Because Smith Rowe's not ready. Smith Rowe's not ready.
No.
So
that's why right now I think we have a great starting 11. We have a couple of substitutes where you go, yeah, they're adequate. But we're short in a couple of positions where you go, you know what? It would just be right if we go out in the market now and solidify in a couple of positions someone who could play across the front three. Yeah, because I as I mentioned to Neil yesterday, they went out and bought Cody Gakpo, who would have been brilliant for us because he can play across the three. And look at Liverpool's options across the three. Any of these players can play across the three. Firmino, Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, Darwin Núñez, Salah, and now Cody Gakpo. 6 players can play across the three. And now you look at Arsenal and you're like, well, yeah. You're hoping Reece Nelson gets back.
Yeah, Cam says, who would you bring in as a striker? I like Jonathan David. You're going to have to bring someone in who's not going to cost you stupid money. You don't want to get in a situation like Spurs, where Spurs has got Kane, they've got Song, and then they've got a 60 million man on the bench like Richarlison. And Richarlison, by the way, scored the best 2 goals in the World Cup. But you don't want to get into a situation where you're spending 60 million and then you got a guy who ain't going to play much. You don't want to get into that situation. So I think Jonathan David would be a good buy. He'll be a player who who you can facilitate in the mix of things. Because here's my problem. Andrew saying Ivan Toney, but then are you going to play him every game? And then if you do, it's a strange one, guys, because Nketiah today, after 80 minutes, he needed someone to come in and be in relief, and there's no one there. And I think you've decided you're not going to call Balogun back, but I would have liked to see a Balogun in this situation, but I don't want to disrupt that development. I don't want to do it. But this summer, if I had the chance to take Balogun back, I would. If we get Jesus back and Eddie lasts the test of time, I would be happy to go with a strike force of a Jesus, Nketiah, and Balogun. I really would. But
they're all so similar that you kind of think, do you not think that
Balogun
one of them needs to be a plan B type striker?
Balogun is plan B. He ain't similar. He doesn't run into the midfield press and do all that stuff, the defensive stuff. That he doesn't give you the pressure that Nketiah and Jesus does. Like, no defense in the world wants to play Jesus. And in the Premier League, defenders don't want to play against Nketiah. He just never stops. He's always in your face. He runs everything down. He puts you on. You've got no time on the ball with Eddie Nketiah there. And we've known that for a long time. That's why everybody was happy when he replaced Lacazette. Because you never got that out of Lacazette. But you don't get that from Balogun. Balogun is a big body. He's a much bigger body. He's a much stouter guy. But you don't see the pressing. That's what he has to develop. He's got to learn that. He's got to, the way you see Eddie and Jesus get back into the midfield and help with the build-up play and the link play, Balogun doesn't have that. But he's growing. And he's growing fast. He's growing fast. So I'd like him to come and be a part. I'd like to see him be third string. Yeah, some good comments there. Yeah, but for me, guys, I gave Arteta a 10 because you score 4 goals away to a European rival against a tough team at home, where you've never done well at, by the way. And the Saliba mistake was not Arteta's fault. So essentially, you've set your team up to come out here, score 4 goals, and Arteta could have done nothing more. He even took off Partey in the 73rd minute. Brilliant. I would have complained if he didn't do that. I was going to give him a 9.5 until I thought about that, and I thought, nah, you know what? He's managed the game. He's the tactics and everything was spot on. The preparation, the intensity. Arteta, he go and sleep good tonight. So Tony, listen. Any last closing comments? Because guys, we've all got. It's 8 o'clock. We've got 4 hours until the new year, so I want us to leave the stream on a high, set ourselves up, enjoy the new year, and then we're right back at the races against Newcastle at home. So Tony, closing comments.
Yeah, as I always normally say, enjoy it while we can. This is unprecedented times. The fact that never has a team got to New Year's Day, been 7 point clear and not won the league. So my expectations right now are to win the league. Simple as that. That's my expectations. I expect us to win the league. In order to do that, though, I do feel that Arsenal have to support Arteta in the market and buy 2 significant players at least to give some of these players a breather, because the starting 11 is great, but they're playing every minute. Yeah. And we got competitions coming up soon that you kind of go, well, who's going to get a rest?
Tony, are you streaming the Newcastle game? Because Lewis asked me, do you have a live stream every Arsenal game? Because I love watching these and I want to continue to support you guys. So I know I'm going to be... Tony will be at some home games as well. So obviously we can't do those when we're both not here. But I do every away game. Tony's done a lot of home games as well. So,
there's a decent chance that I will do a stream for Newcastle game.
Yeah, because we try to fill in where we can, bro. We try to fill in where we can. Ashik said, but Ramsdale. Look, I gave him a 5 because I didn't think he had an outstanding game today. But in saying that, guys, perspective is key, and we went away to a place that a lot of people didn't think that we would win today, especially when everyone tripped up. This was
I gotta run.
All right, no problem, Tony.
I'll catch up with you guys. Well done.
We'll do, guys. And listen, and we'll get back to you against Newcastle. I might do a video tomorrow just talking about how great today was. But Happy New Year to everybody. And listen, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, amazing New Year tonight. Drink, be merry, nyam some good food, and big up yourselves, man. Big up yourselves. Nice one, guys.